The opinions voiced on the Raw are those of the hosts and the callers and not necessarily represent the views and opinions of KTOX and Ruben Broadcasting, or its advertisers. The opinions should be considered as the ramblings of raving lunatics.
You're listening to The Raw with Henry and Miss Raw, brought to you by Pirate Web Radio Productions, Ruben Broadcasting, along with KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill. Man, fuck Fauci. But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Don does it and they call him racist. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We the people. Let's go, Brandon. We
I didn't put us up there so you couldn't hear us.
No.
Hi.
Good news at all. Get your popcorn ready.
This is the host, your hostess with the mostest. That would be me, Miss Dan Hansen. Of course, we have Henry and Tundra over there on the right-hand corner, guarding the sacred phone number that I need to plug in so you can call us.
928-476-0331.
That's correct. My gosh, you can read.
Barely. I have my glasses on. These actually are clean, too.
Anyway, what we're doing right now is we are waiting for President Trump to arrive in Atlanta, Georgia, where he will be, for the fourth time, arrested, fingerprinted, mugshotted, handcuffed, perp walked, and yeah, who knows?
Probbed and proded, or whatever you call that.
Yeah, it is what it is. Which, and in all honesty, it's ridiculous.
That's bullshit. When you can go into a store in California and just take anything you want and get away with it.
Yeah. It's
now, mind you.
I wonder why my phone is not working.
Now, mind you, me saying that, I just looked at a post from Paul Fix put up. Uh-huh. And it says at this one store in California, everything in the store is priced $951. Right. So you can be prosecuted for it, even a candy bar. But you go up to the check stand, you can get a coupon that brings it back down to the normal price. But if you steal it, it's $951. You can be prosecuted. I like that idea.
However, it's an unenforceable idea. All right.
Pretty much.
The point blank simple, there actually are laws about overpricing items, overvaluing items.
Fuck them.
I understand. But, until we actually have district attorneys and that wish to do their fucking jobs and prosecute.
And politicians that will let them.
District attorneys are the politicians I'm talking about. District attorneys are the politicians I'm talking about. Most legislators, most governors, most cops don't want crime in their states, their cities, or counties, or anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Hey, your phone's working.
Well, it just turned on. I forgot to turn off the noise on it.
That's okay. We're going to get calls anyway. Everybody's got to be called us today.
I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of calls today. I wanted calls last night. Of course, we watched that. But until district attorneys are actually willing to prosecute to the full extent of the law, not just accept a plea bargain win,
Right.
but actually enough to, I don't know, be construed as punishment. We're going to continue to see, and especially in these so-called liberal-run cities, an increase in crime.
Yep.
Because, especially where there's cashless bail.
Yeah.
We're going to,
even if you do get
we're
arrested,
going
you're going to be booked and released.
We're going to continue to see, people commit crimes, go and spend 2 or 3 hours out, off the streets, and then sent right out the same door they came in to go and either reoffend or just to start the process over and over and over and over and over again. It's redonkulous. Anyway, career criminal Donald J. Trump.
Yes, career criminal.
Yeah. He's going to be he's already been indicted. He's going to be he's turning himself in. He'll be arrested, he'll be fingerprinted, he'll be mugshotted, and he'll be arraigned. And then, of course, more than likely be released on something like $200,000 bail. He's the one that has the most bail.
Mm-hmm.
But they did something that they haven't done in other courts. And it's got me a little bit concerned.
And that's why we're on the air.
They are going to be allowing the cameras to run live at the arraignment, where he stands up in front of the judge and says, "Not guilty, Your Honor."
That's a judge's decision, isn't it?
What's that?
To have cameras.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they can't bar the media from the trial because most trials are public.
Right.
Separates our judicial system from those of the rest of the world.
Yeah,
Our trials are very public.
If you can get a seat in there until it's full of a capacity, you're allowed to go in.
Correct. And even, there's room for standing room only.
Right, but capacity is capacity.
Capacity is capacity.
Yeah.
Our trials are meant to be public spectacles.
Correct.
That is one of the checks and balances on the courts.
Yep.
People can go in there and make up their own minds. This is why there are rules in our courts.
Mm-hmm.
A judge just can't go in and say, "Okay, you're preemptively guilty." Drag his ass out behind the court and hang him high.
Not yet.
It was that way once, Henry.
Yeah, and they're erasing history, so they're trying to make it back that way.
It was that way once,
yep.
Where, courts were put into session any time of the day or night, with no public notice.
Right.
A trial was then conducted. A guilty sentence was reached by the judge.
Sentenced is to be.
And the sentence was carried out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Frontier justice. Or they just skipped it and hung the guy anyway. But, anyway here. 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331 is the number. Let's see if I've got now signal on my phone, because that really got me kind of concerned. I didn't have signal on my phone. There we go. We have signal on my phone. My goodness gracious me. Mercy sakes alive. Right now we are waiting on a live feed. We're going to go ahead and take RSBN's live feed. The volume on it is going to be low most of the time, unless there's some kind of activity happening. But I definitely want your phone calls and your oh damn it, I love these new cell phones, but I wish they would tell me what what all these other icons mean?
Get your daughter to tell you.
She doesn't know either.
Okay,
I don't know.
get your grandkids to tell you. I know they're small, but
Uh,
they'll probably know.
they haven't quite figured out how to talk yet. I mean, my grandson's most predictable my grandson's most predictable word is mama, daddy, dada, or what was it, kitty right now. So
Aw.
yeah, kitty, kitty, here, kitty,
Aw.
kitty. So he'll go chasing after the cat.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I can't say that, or my dogs will go off.
I can, and I did. And
I could probably say kitty, kitty, kitty. No, nothing.
well, that
Oh, yeah, there's thunder.
that certainly didn't fucking work. Oh man. Oh well. I have no idea.
Also, over the courthouse and surrounding areas, airspace has been restricted.
Yes. Well,
That's protocol.
that's typical when any president or former president fly in.
Mm-hmm.
They are a national treasure. They go ahead and close their space, blah blah blah, while they are in the air, so people can't.
Or they're at an event. It's closed.
But,
closed during the event too.
But anyway, we were talking about the video cameras being allowed into the courtroom.
Yes.
I am somewhat suspicious, and and this is, believe me, this is just me. I have nothing to back it up. I have nothing to confirm this,
Nor deny it.
but I have a feeling the court's going to try something stupid, or the prosecution is going to try something stupid, or somebody's going to try something stupid.
Well, if they, like you were saying earlier, they're going to be a no bail. That's a suspicion.
Mhm.
If they do that now, does Secret Service have to go to jail with them?
No. I look. I don't know.
I wonder how
I
that
don't know,
would work.
Henry.
I wonder how that would
Henry.
work.
I have no idea. The thing is,
Because he has 24-hour protection.
they were, but they were talking about this the other night on, I don't know whatever program it was I was watching. Let's see. I've got messages going back and forth between me and CW. I've got some
Well,
problems.
he could throw in a wrench too, Donald Trump. He could throw in a wrench and say, I don't want bail. Take me away.
He's not going to say that. He's not going to say that. And that scenario is more unlikely than the other scenario of them trying to say we're not allowing you bail. You get to go direct to the jail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which would ensue a humongous fight. But there was, I don't even remember what show I was watching with it, was whether it was Nick Ricado or somebody else. But they were talking about that, where the president could go to jail, but they would be heavily segregated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as in there'd be nobody else around
Racist.
except for guards.
Right. Oh, I don't trust that.
Well, who would? Can we say Epstein?
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein's guards. Same people.
Right. Cameras and guards. But
Well, don't worry, we'll turn them off.
yeah, we'll turn them off while we're fixing it. Anyway,
Yeah, we can have one.
928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join the conversation. But no, it just seems strange to me that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I'm in other ways, I'm also pleased that they have this on, because we'll be able to witness what goes on in that courtroom,
As we should
Okay.
always.
as we always should. Most federal courts do not allow filming in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's just their policy. And yes, I need to pause that, or turn down that sound, because the RSBN just came online, and now they're saying, "Oh, we're outside airport waiting for President Trump to come in." So, it's going to be long. It's going to be intense. It's going to be boring. President Trump announced earlier that the schedule for turning himself in is at 7:30 Eastern.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's here in just a couple of hours. Right now, well, just about an hour and 15 minutes from now, because right now it's almost 6:30, and they've got the care. Well, I just as well share the screen. I don't know why I should describe what's going on when I can share it all the way. There we go. You can see that they're getting the emergency vehicle set up in the caravan. There's tactical vehicles as well as armored Escalades.
Yeah. I want one of those.
But it really makes me wonder what's going through the mind of the cops at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do they have to be thinking other than shit, here we go again?
Right. Our country's fucked.
I don't know. But they're out there doing the job. Of course, they're not going to refuse not to do it.
I wish we could.
Their job at that point, is not to take President Trump into custody. That their job at that point is to escort him to the Fulton County courthouse.
Keep him safe.
But there's got to be some concern in the back of their mind of are we going to be seeing are we going to be seeing violence today? Is somebody going to try to do something so incredibly stupid that it puts the former president's life at risk? I mean, we heard about Tucker's question last night. Do you think somebody may try to kill you?
Right.
Trump's answer was, it's not outside the realm of possibility. That's summing it up with his word nonsense. It's not outside the realm of possibility, because there are people out there, and the tensions are really high.
Mm-hmm.
There's some serious hate going on in both directions.
Correct.
One of the I've gone around and round and round with callers in the past about hate, about calling the opposition the enemy. While he does have some valid points, one of the things is we're going to have to change our own attitude as well. Not change our attitude and put ourselves in danger, so to speak, but change our attitude to allow for the discussion to go forward.
Now, you don't think that the Democrats are our enemy?
No,
I do.
No, there are a select. There are a select few. There are a select few that are the enemy.
Dylan, no, stop.
You're the one that encourages all this, and you're telling them to stop.
See his paw going like that?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, Dad?
All right.
But
now go sit down. That's all he wants.
But
he said, I want to be like Tundra. I want to be on the screen.
We have opportunities now to ratchet down the rhetoric, but we don't take it.
I know. That's unbelievable.
Both sides, and I'm talking about the left as well as the right, have done nothing but ratchet up.
Me. Yeah, get on top of the other one and let's make it worse. Yeah,
right.
I want to get the last dig in, like we were kids.
And all that does is hurt everybody else in the middle.
Of course it does.
All it does is hurt everybody else in the middle. You know,
They could give a flying fuck.
We end up like we end up with songs like Richmond North of Richmond.
Good song.
Great song.
Mm-hmm.
We also end up with songs like I Want to Go Home, which right now is number 2. It kind of stalled. You know, that's okay. That's all right. It shot up meteorically.
Mm-hmm.
It shot up meteorically, and yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I've got some plumbing issues.
Well, let me give Trump a call real quick.
Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, 928-476-031.
Donnie, call us.
Donnie, call us. That ain't going to happen either. Well, you don't know. It might happen. It might happen.
Yeah, we might get hit by a meteor too.
This is true. This is true.
About the same chance.
Yeah, about the same chance. Oh my goodness gracious! Hey, Chuck, yo. You can say yo back. You know, Henry, this is why you look at the screen so you can see that people are communicating with us.
You know, Chuck. Hi, Chuck. But I was looking to get a hold of Trump first.
No,
Trump's got a priority over you. Sorry, I know you don't think so. What do you got to say about that one, Chuck? Yo.
Most definitely. Yo.
And we had our host here. He was translate.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, she was in.
No, I wasn't. I was right on time. I was actually dead on time. I started the stream dead on at 3:00.
I am all the time.
I sit down,
and no one would know the difference.
Yesterday, you were 2 minutes late. You were still sitting down while the opening thing was playing.
No one would know the difference if you wouldn't say nothing.
I'm doing that so you'll know the difference.
But it was a me.
What am I, the enemy? No?
Well, let me see. Are you a Democrat?
No, but I'm a social liberal.
You used to be a Democrat.
I've never been a Democrat. I have never been a Democrat. I've always been a Republican.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm thinking about switching over.
What, to Democrat?
Uh-huh.
Why? So, you know,
so
other people can call you an enemy?
So I can vote? Yeah, I'd be my own enemy. So I could vote in the primaries.
Why would you need to vote in the primaries?
Well, for one thing, the Republic one's all wrapped up.
By whom?
By Trump.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Because there are rumblings in certain very populous states of forcibly removing him from the ballot.
Okay. Good luck with that.
They may do it. They may do it. It may be, you know, it may be another rigged election. Which
and what was Tucker Carlson? What question did he ask that Trump really didn't answer? Do you believe there's going to be a civil war?
He answered that, Henry. He answered that in the best way that he could. He answered that in the best way that he could, because if he had answered it in any other way, it would have, the left would have accused him of inciting more violence. Mm-hmm. So that actually was the best answer. I'm sorry he left you cold with that answer. What answer did you want? Yeah, there's going to be grab up your guns and start fighting. Is that the answer? Is that the answer you wanted?
The answer I would have really liked is I certainly hope not.
And that's the answer he gave. He let us know the score when it came down to there are people out there more polarized than ever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more passion than there has ever been before. There is a lot more anger than there ever has been before.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very good answer.
Okay.
Was, what more can you expect? A binary yes or no?
I already answered you.
Well, your answer was just as pathetic as Trump's.
Okay. And yours was better?
Mine was what Trump replied with. Mine is what
There is no
was
simple
what-
yes or no's anymore.
No, there is not. There is not. But the thing is, that was as close to a yes or a no as you're going to get. It was an I don't know, but however,
Mhm.
the elements for it are there,
Right.
and that's what he said. I don't know. I don't have those tea leaves, but the elements for it are there. Without advocating or de-escalating anything, it really isn't up to him to do so.
Mm-mm.
Just like during Jan 6th. By the way, you don't have to take a drink right now.
Thanks.
You don't have to take a drink right now.
I wonder if Chuck got drunk. Chuck, did you get drunk?
He says if you can get Trump on the horn, then he's definitely the priority.
I tried, Chuck. Sorry, I'll pay attention to you now.
Oh my God, what the hell? What the bloody hell?
Did they change up on us?
Yeah, I know. I had to turn something off here because it was being very, very annoying. There we go. It's like, oh my gosh. So get that out of there. Stop screen. I'm going to reshare that. I don't know what the hell that was, but boy,
I didn't hear it.
It was very loud in my
it-
headphones.
It didn't come over the air. So
Yeah, it was very, very loud in my headphones because I think I had minimized it or something in that nature. Yeah, share system audio, and then we can remove that. Let's see. When Chuck goes on and says, Trump wants me to dig a fortified fighting position in the Longview City Center.
nice. He got a hold of my, didn't it?
Did you see the sandbags from Hurricane Hillary?
No, you didn't use it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have some here.
Oh,
Can I have your sandbag? Yeah.
and by the way, any deaths from Hurricane Hillary, all of them have been declared suicides. So
Right. Of course
just
they
let
were.
you know.
Yeah. So the suicide count went up, and they have to be their friends too.
Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether it's their friends or not. Well, I suppose Epstein was their friend. Weren't they? I don't know. I found
They'll never confirm nor deny.
no. I found that part of the interview very telling last night.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Tucker Carlson is convinced that somebody murdered Epstein,
And Trump's not.
and Trump's on the Trump is convinced that may or may not have happened. More likely, he killed himself. But
He knows more than we do.
yeah, but it was
They might have let him.
yeah.
Whatever it was, there was foul play.
Oh God, yes, there were foul play.
Yeah.
Big
Now,
time
if
foul play.
they would have said let him kill himself, and he killed himself, I mean that's wrong at all costs too, because he doesn't protect their custody.
Well, it is. It very much is. But what are we going to do?
You can't prosecute him for killing himself.
I'm sorry, what?
You can't prosecute him for killing himself.
No, you can't.
Now, if he attempted to and missed, then you could.
Maybe.
Let's call it attempted
how-
murder.
Okay, how many people do you know who've actually been convicted of attempted suicide?
No, they just get him help.
Seriously.
I have known people that have attempted it, and they never convicted them, or they never prosecuted them.
Right.
Yeah, you almost lit that cigarette up backwards.
I almost set it up back.
And that stings too when you light the butt.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible, absolutely horrible. Looks like the president's plane has landed in Fulton County. I just saw the Trump tail go by very quickly. So I guess he's on the ground now. I'm sort of keeping my eye on that. I am paying attention to because I'm still looking forward. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not looking up. I'm not talking to my daughter who's over there.
Hi, Megan.
She's not over there. I was kidding.
Whatever. Why are you lying to me?
Well, it's theater. It's called theater.
Dylan's right here.
What happens if Trump elects to stay in jail until he stands before a judge? That would really be fucked up. Yeah, that would be interesting. But, Chuck, I don't think that would happen at all. For several reasons. Then he would not be an underdog. He would not be an underdog. He would be doing something of his own making. Okay. Very publicly so. Now, yes, there would be a lot of people who'd be behind him. Yeah, stand up for your rights and go to jail. You did good. Me, I would look at that the way it would be a stunt. Okay, if the court elects to throw him in jail until trial, which is supposed to be, believe it or not, October 23rd. Because one of the defendants elected for a speedy trial, and they are trying them all together. They bumped the trial up to October 23rd.
Speedy trial. I think I thought they had to do a speedy trial within 30 days.
What's speedy anymore? Define speedy for me.
It's supposed to be within 30 days that they have to start the trial.
Something like that. I don't know. But,
it's kind of weird on that. I mean, of course, yeah. If you put up charges against somebody, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Well, Trump wants the trial not to begin until well after the election.
Right. Well, they've already moved Hunter Biden's all the way to 2026.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Exactly.
But no, I don't think. I honestly do not think that I honestly don't think they're going to allow him to move it past the election, because what they're doing is that they are wanting to interfere as much with the campaign as possible.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They want to fuck up the election on his side.
Absolutely, positively.
Yeah, they want to make it look bad, him look bad, and they're doing it. It's working. It's working. There's a lot of conservatives that are on the bandwagon with them, but I think we're getting more and more conservatives saying, you know what, fuck this shit.
Exactly.
And at first, I think it was going in their direction. Now it's working against them. Now it's backfiring. Yeah. I believe.
Now here's the guy I'm sure you're going to get down with. Okay, he is definitely a Trump supporter. He's out there in Atlanta.
I'm here to support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? Because there be a black men like this for decades, make up charges and put them. So I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about the indictment?
I'll just send you.
It's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis. She went to school with my sister. She's full of shit.
Did you?
Okay. She's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him on our way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like communistic?
No, there's nowhere near communist. Now we just gonna make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024. You on that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024. Derek Gibson, former
nigga.
Former candidate. I'm a former candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson. Nigga, I live up to it too. I can scrap too, but I can get down, boy.
Right on.
Not better, I can. I got a proven track record. Oh, you want to try me out? Take your shirt off. I'll give you some.
I need everybody off the roadway.
Sir,
I need everybody
take care of yourself, brother.
off the roadway.
There you go.
I like that.
that was definitely something there, and of course.
Now, if I was wearing that, that'd be racist.
Oh, of course it would. Of course it would. And well, it was sort of racist with him wearing it too. And I'm certain it offended a bunch of people, which it was supposed to.
Of course it was.
But, this guy was exercising his First Amendment rights. I'm sure I will get a YouTube permaban for playing that video.
Okay, so I might as well say it. Fuck YouTube.
I always said fuck YouTube. I believe I've been rather vocal about that.
Screw tube.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got a very good likeness of a possible what is that mugshot?
Okay.
For President Trump. There you go.
Nice.
But I think that should be his official booking picture right there.
I'd pay for the tattoo.
the memes today have been just out freaking standing, just out freaking standing. It's a lot of different things. It's been kind of funny, but this is a spectacle. It's also a distraction. It's also a distraction. What else? What are they trying to distract us from? Well, one of them is from the debates last night, where Chris Christie got his fat ass handed to him by that young man Vivek or whatever, Vivek.
By the skinny guy with a weird name. I like the way he said that. Or Chris Christie said that. Because that's what Obama said when he was running.
I like what Vivek had to say. He said, "Are you going to give me a hug and lock my nomination in? come and give me a hug."
Yeah.
So I get voted for.
37 years old too.
37 years. That's fine. But he took it well within stride. He didn't get visibly angry, but he fired back, and he fired back hard. And he was the obvious winner from last night.
Mm-hmm.
Pence showed up
really soft,
weak.
Yeah.
He ended his political career with what he said with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
In that interview, when he was asked about what about American cities, it's not my concern.
Right.
It's that is not my concern. Then, Mr. Former Vice President, what the fuck is your So I don't know. 928-476-0331. What's that?
Vice presidents aren't known to be really sharp people. And well, look, we had Agnew. We had what's that one guy? Oh my gosh, we had one guy that was really is Republican. I think under Bush first time.
The guy who couldn't spell potato, but he was actually a sharp guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Nobody remembers his name.
Right. And Hamilton Harris, of course, not very smart. Joe Biden, not very smart, former vice president.
Yes, but now he's the potato in chief.
like I said, not very sharp.
Something had to be smart there, huh?
Well, yeah, it wasn't him. It was the people around him and the people that ran the voting machines.
There you go. But we're waiting for the Trump motorcade to start. Then we're gonna follow that. Probably listen to some of the RSBN commentary go around. If they end up having Carrie Lake on, which I think they might, we might check in with her. I like hearing what she has to say.
I actually like Carrie Lake when she was on Fox 10 out of Phoenix too.
Once again, a non sequitur.
It's Carrie Lake. I like what she has.
You like to hear what she has to say. I want to hear what she has to say about this current situation. Of course, once again we're waiting, and I'll show you what's happening. This is,
Is that Trump?
No, that's not Trump.
I was going to say he grew a beard.
Yeah.
It was easy to do that. You didn't really go to war with nobody. You didn't really have to put up too many big fights. I think on the left, they're going to run like Gavin Newsom, Michelle Obama. I don't even think Joe Biden's going to be the guy they run.
Okay, you think Newsom, you threw that name out.
Well, he has a lot of money. He's the only person that can contend with Donald Trump. Now, if he doesn't have all the money, he has all the energy backing. All these energy first companies are backing this man, right? So they're getting behind him. Like, I'm pretty sure in California, everybody has to own one electric vehicle. They're about to pass that. So people out here, they can barely pay their rent in this crazy economy we're living in, are going to have to go buy an electrical vehicle.
And Trump mentioned that last night on his interview with Tucker Carlson. Again, over 230 million views so far in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Amazing. Largest video ever watched on social media. That's just
the
MAGA
that
movement that
interview
President Trump has created. People are backing him. People love him. And the silent majority is no longer silent. And you have music out that I love. You call yourself the MAGA
Mayor of MAGAville.
Mayor of MAGAville. We have MAGA's MVP who's going to be joining us here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's actually on her way right now.
That's going to be an interesting
where
interview.
you see a crowd, you'll see Marjorie Taylor Greene stand by real quick. She's making her way to us.
Chuck, I want you to sit,
people, but we're going to stay here with Forgiato Blow as well. Hi, Marjorie.
MTG, MAGA's MVP.
Hi, Marjorie. Hi, good to see you.
This could be interesting.
So we're live right now. We're going to need people to back up if we can in front of the camera. Marjorie Rose is going to get between me and hi, everybody. We are getting
that's a big guy, isn't he?
Right now, Marjorie, so good to see you.
That's a big boy there.
Unfortunate circumstances in your home state. Let's talk about that.
Well, I'm ashamed of Georgia, and I'm very disappointed for Georgia, but I'm also here to let everyone know that on the federal level, what we're doing when we resume back into Congress after September 12th, Judiciary Committee is launching an investigation. And this is a serious investigation because we believe there could be a true conspiracy between Biden's Department of Justice and these, colluding with these state DAs, all in an effort to take down President Trump so that he cannot win the presidential election. But here's something that we know is true. The American people right now that are suffering under Biden policies with $4 a gallon gasoline, inflation that has doubled the price of food, caused rent and mortgages to be so much. Even getting a loan has driven interest rates up. Senior citizens on fixed incomes cannot afford their rent, can't afford food, can't afford their medication.
Everything she's saying.
They're watching all of this happen and they're feeling the pain of it while there's a president in the White House who's been in office in Washington for 50 years and has done nothing but get filthy rich. And you can't do the math on that salary and equal to being tens of millions of dollars, having that much money. While Americans are suffering and getting poorer and poorer and poorer, we know who we had in office. President Trump, we had great policies. We had
I want to play Richmond North of Richmond right now. I want to play that with her talking in the back. Her talking and playing in the background.
And bringing back President Trump.
Absolutely, 100%. So let's back it up a little bit. Let's talk about your article of impeachment against President Trump.
She's tweaking.
There's all this evidence against
President
Biden
Trump.
and his family.
How about President
I think the American
Biden,
people want to know what's taking so long. Where is the backing for this?
Well, we need our Republicans to vote for it. And so what I'm hoping to see happen when we get back in Washington is an impeachment inquiry. As a matter of fact, I've been telling everyone I'm not going to vote for another CR, another short-term CR. I'm not going to be voting for all these bills until we pass an impeachment inquiry, because it has to happen.
And so do you think you'll have that backing? Because I get that a lot. When I'm on these campaign trails following President Trump, people want to know what's going on with these Republicans. And all I can tell people to do is call your legislator, call your representative, ask them why they are not getting behind these articles of impeachment.
Well, you know, I introduced articles of impeachment on Joe Biden's first day in office.
Yes, you did.
So it's not me. I'm not the holdup. It takes 218 Republicans in Congress to pass any bill. To pass anything in Congress, you have to have 218 votes. We only have 222 Republicans in Congress. And unfortunately, we don't have enough strong Republicans. But I'm hoping to see them get there on this, because Joe Biden it is proven that he lied to the American people. He lied to the American people about his business deals with his son. We had Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's former business partner, come in and say Joe Biden was on the phone with them over 20 times, met with business partners in person. We also have an FD 1023 form that came from the FBI's top informant. And the FBI paid this guy $200,000 for this information. The information that the informant brought said that Joe Biden took a $5 million bribe while he was vice president of the United States. He took that bribe in order to get the prosecutor from Ukraine, Viktor Shokin, fired. And guess what? Joe Biden is on video himself admitting that he was going to hold $1 billion in U.S. aid, all in order to get that prosecutor fired. And then he bragged about it, and he did get fired. So these are the crimes the American people deserve to know about, because no president, no politician in Washington should be able to enrich themselves on the American taxpayers' backs, abusing their power and making policy decisions and getting paid for it. And that's what the Biden family did. That's what Joe Biden has done while he is persecuting President Trump. And that's what we have to do. There's no way that Republicans can go forward in Washington without passing an impeachment inquiry.
To me, it sounds like a bunch of rhinos, Marjorie. Just people who they ran on the Republican name, and they're just not doing their jobs. The people voted for them to do a job, and they're not working for the people. They're working for themselves.
That's right.
Henry,
and I encourage everyone to call all my colleagues and let them know. There's a phone number you can call for every office. Please let them know, because I would love the support, and we need to get this done.
Okay, well, they're not going to remove him from office.
What's going on here.
Even if he gets impeached, they will not remove him.
The DA says we're going to have a mugshot waiting for you.
The impeachment won't be sustained in the Senate.
It's a horrible day in America. To stand in solidarity with President Trump, I made my own mugshot with the Fulton County Jail here logo, and I changed it to my official photo on Twitter. So I encourage everyone to make your own MAGA mugshot. Stand with President Trump. We always stand with our president, because he's the one that's going to save this country, and we thank God for him. So that's what I did to stand in solidarity. I'm standing right here at the jail with all of y'all. I thank Right Side. I thank everybody that's here, and we're going to support them all the way.
Absolutely. People ask me, tell me about your job. And I said, it's rewarding, because I know when I come here that I am supporting the best president of our lifetime, and I can't be here enough to support him. And no matter if it's 100-degree weather, if it's storming, if it's snowing, if it's a hurricane, we will be here for President Trump.
And this is one of the things, I'm going to.
It's just incredible. And I encourage people to think about this. It's not about belonging to a political party. This is a movement. And MAGA, Make America Great Again, it's not about your race. It's not about your sexual identity. It's not about your religion. It's not about anything. It's about putting America as the center and caring about our country and doing the right things for the American people, regardless of who you are, what you look like, how you've ever voted in the past. And that's what MAGA is all about. And that's what the Republican Party needs to be about.
Let's talk about last night. You were there at the debate in Wisconsin. What do you think about what you heard on the stage last night?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to be really honest. I was very disappointed. I felt like I cannot watch our Republican Party go backwards 20 years to George Bush Republican Party. It made me sick. There was a lot of things that were missing that they didn't talk about. I have a bill called the Protect Children's Innocence Act. It would stop transgender surgeries on children, and children are being sexualized all over the country to think they can change their gender. If there's ever such a thing, it's absurd. Kids can't get a tattoo. They can't buy alcohol. They can't buy cigarettes. They can't buy tobacco. They hadn't even graduated from high school, but they're being told that they can cut off their breast or be castrated and change their gender. This is true child abuse in the medical industry. And I have a bill that would make that a felony, and President Trump would sign it into law. I didn't hear one word about that on the debate stage. But you know what I did hear? I heard them talk about how they're all ready, except Vivek Ramaswamy, thank God, to send more money to Ukraine.
What about Hawaii?
And look, while we
How
while
about
we feel
Hawaii?
for the people in
Send
Ukraine,
some money to Hawaii.
Yeah.
America's only position
$700 a person.
to end the war and bring peace to Ukraine and let those countries work
That's
that
very
out.
generous.
It's not our job
Yeah,
to
fuck
be
him.
the world police. It's not our job to be able to do all of this. And so I didn't hear anybody talk about that. I heard them all sign up and be like, yeah, we're ready to go for World War III.
I heard you just mention, what about Hawaii? $700 per family to Hawaii, but we're selling.
Right.
Oh, per family.
Yeah, we're sending all this money.
Per person.
That's
Hawaii.
even less.
Oh, man.
I want to very quick about partying Donald Trump. Saw Ron DeSantis, he had to check everybody. But no, I mean, it's very sad what's happening in Hawaii. They're American people. We need to help everybody as much as we can. It seems like all of our money is going to Ukraine.
Yeah.
We got to stand with the people of Hawaii. It's very sad. A fire could do that to that.
It's got to stay
And what
with the
about
American
the
people,
president's
period.
message that he almost lost his Corvette so he can feel for the people of Hawaii?
Yeah, that was
Well, those have the
disgusting.
classified documents that Trump was indicted for also. So, speak about a Corvette. I just feel like this is, like I said, witch hunt number 4 here today. They're trying to lock Donald Trump up because if Donald Trump wins and doesn't get locked up, he locks all them up. And this is what they're fighting against.
I think Joe Biden is a disgrace, and you know how the American people feel. $700 a one-time payment to these poor people in Lahaina that lost everything, and then yet we're going to send more money to Ukraine. It's not happening. I am not voting for anything like that. I haven't voted for any money to go to Ukraine, and I intend to take that stance, and we have to put more pressure. So that's why it's important for everyone to call other Republicans and make sure that we're able to do that.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Trump on Tucker last night. Did you get a great interview?
It was an incredible interview. Someone caught a picture of me. I was watching the Tucker President Trump interview during the debates last night. I thought those were much better questions, but it was unfortunate. Another thing that happened last night after the debate is they wouldn't let us in the spin room. I sat with Don Jr. and Matt Gaetz, and we got up and went straight to the spin room, and they wouldn't let us in. Fox News and the RNC would not let us as surrogates for President Trump. It was shocking. Can you imagine? President Trump's own son, Don Jr., wasn't allowed in the spin room. 2 members of Congress, Matt and I, who actually write legislation, pass bills that can make it to the president's desk, but they didn't want us in the spin room. It was pure censorship, and that's what we're seeing from the media on that level, and that's what we're seeing here. It's all about President Trump's speech.
And so I saw last night your post interview on RSBN about that, and you were pretty upset about not being let into the spin room. Any word from them today?
I have mixed feelings about that as well. We'll get into that later.
What about President Trump? When is the last time you spoke to him? If he's in good spirits?
Oh, I've spoken to him many times this week. He's always in good spirits, and I have to tell you, it's a lot of fun to talk to him because he'll always ask me how my family's doing. He asks me normal things like a friend talks to you, and I really appreciate that. He's always thinking of other people first, and that's incredible. And it's hard to imagine for President Trump to be going through all that he's going through, but yet he still, every time I talk to him, thinks about me and my family and other people.
That's why he's the people's president right there. People's president.
And with that said, Marjorie,
So let's talk about
coming out here today. What did you want to get accomplished?
To tell Fani Willis that we will be investigating her under the Judiciary Committee and that she's abusing her power. This shouldn't be happening. This is my home state. I care about Georgia, and we have to stop the weaponized government.
What do you think about them going after?
I'm with you, Vanessa.
Okay, so let's talk about taxpayer dollars. I mean, you look at all the resources being put into being here. I've been talking to people here in Atlanta who are from Atlanta who live here, and I asked them, what is the talk like on the ground? I don't live in Atlanta. What are people saying here? And they say, is our money being spent wisely? No, they're not happy.
You know. So I grew up in Decatur. And then I moved.
All right, I'm bored. I'm bored with this. How about you?
Construction company in the state of Georgia for years.
Oh, I got to be awake.
I tell you,
yeah, I got to be awake. I got to be awake for this. Yeah, so I did not want to do that. I wanted to do this. There we go.
There you go. Well, Trump's late. He's translate.
Well, no, Trump is not translate right now. It's only 6 o'clock or it's 7 o'clock, or just about 7 o'clock in Georgia right now. So
okay,
I'm sure his plane has landed. They're we'll see a bunch of shit later.
Yeah.
However, all this, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like I said, I'm of two minds of a President Biden impeachment.
Okay.
Number one, they don't have the votes in the Senate to even begin to think about getting it done. It would just be another tit for tat impeachment during the Trump presidency, as far as that goes. They didn't have enough. The Democrats didn't have enough votes in the Senate to get it done.
Right.
Even though there were some Republicans who swung the other way. Why they weren't taken out of office, I'll never know.
They can do what they want. You don't have to. They don't have to give an answer.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just like if I vote on something, I don't have to give an answer why I voted that way.
No, absolutely not. But
I will volunteer it every time. Marjorie Taylor Greene, said, well, MAGA isn't about your sexual identity or anything else. It's about coming together as Americans, and yet she has anti-trans legislation up in front of Congress right now. Now, mind you, what she is saying up front is, well, it's to ban children from being able to access transitional care. Correct.
All right. In some ways, I agree with them, but in other ways, that's something that the feds should stay the fuck out of.
Well, yeah, of course.
Altogether. The feds should stay out of medical care altogether. Now, not saying that I agree that there should be, surgeries for children, that, dangerous drugs should be ingested for them. But what else does that bill say? What else does it say? We don't know.
There's a lot of stuff they throw in there.
Yeah, well,
a lot of stuff. Well, here comes the president to Georgia. He's coming in now. His motorcade's moving.
His motorcade's moving. Well, that's
yes,
good.
It is.
What
right
channel?
Fox 10 Phoenix.
Great. I don't have it.
Okay, just to let you know, it is coming in right now.
It's moving in right now. Great.
Yeah. And no one's flipping him off.
Are they holding signs? Yay, Trump?
No, they're not even showing the crowd. Because that's what it'd be doing. Oh, yeah, they're showing.
They're just showing the cars.
Yeah, they're showing the motorcade coming in. And
now is Trump riding in a white Ford Bronco?
No, that's OJ. OJ's in the back with the Bronco. And it's let Hertz put you in the driver's seat. He worked for Hertz.
I know. I was getting ready to make a real bad joke. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to put the Hertz on you.
That's right.
That was the bad joke.
OJ would be saying that. He'd be saying, "I'll make your head like a Penn's dispenser."
and put the hurts on you. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to here. There.
Yeah, they're not showing one bit of the crowd. Not one person.
Well, this is why I'm broadcasting right side news or broadcasting. So we can see this.
I like that big dude, whoever he is.
There's his plane right there.
There goes his plane.
There goes his plane. It's touch and go. Not guilty.
I wonder if Steve Rubin's piloting it.
Really?
No.
That's just silly. That's just absolutely silly.
Well, that was a K-Talks joke.
Yeah, that was a K-Talks joke. Anyway, 928-476-0331 is the number. 928-476-0331. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your opinions on what we just we just heard. Especially you, Chuck, because we played an extensive amount of Marjorie Taylor Greene, which
we know you love her.
Absolutely batshit crazy. I understand that. I want to hear you go nuts on that. I'm not
UTS, not using the steps.
Yeah, something like that. Or is that Trump's plane? That's Trump's plane.
Well,
maybe he has multiple planes.
That looks commercial to me. That
looks like a commercial plane to me as well. Let's find out what the hell are they talking about now.
Different events. Talk about, we know why you're here today, but talk about the importance of why you're here.
Hi, JSB and everybody. And because, that's why.
All right, thank you. You can talk.
Yeah. That's not. Very, very, really not the good.
I'm here to show my support for
Okay, let me look. Trump. Oh yeah.
Probably shouldn't make that much fun of her.
Mom, my family and me go.
Oh, she's
counter.
her accent. I'm sorry.
Me to lie when just 17 minutes, and we won. Trump won. Trump won that debate.
Yeah, yes. She's not.
I'm so sorry, young lady. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I apologize for that.
I don't. Day one people. There's about 10 people. You see all these rallies. Max for Trump has been out here. Jonathan Rich has been out here. Knocking her husband, Ben. That's great.
They're just filming every plane coming in.
We really love Donald Trump. We really love America just like you.
And we're hearing right now that Donald Trump is just now landing here in Atlanta. So he is wheels down right now in Atlanta. Welcome, President Trump. You have a huge backing here for you.
True.
America.
Well, I'm looking up right now at Fox 10. And right now I'm got the same image as you got right there.
Okay, so the motorcade hasn't started yet then.
Well, and I saw the motorcade.
People
you lied.
From all over saying, I'm almost ready for the mugshot because I want to get shirts made. I want to get flags made.
So I had this.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely Trump's plane.
You think?
I don't know.
I don't think it's Biden's plane.
This generation these days, they throw stuff at you, catch it, and
it's a little bit high in the front.
You know what I mean? Donald Trump's a great guy.
There we go.
Things happen. They're trying to do whatever he can do. They can't beat him all the way down.
Let's talk about Rudy Giuliani. He turned himself in, and
that has a big.
He had an interesting statement. I retweeted this, or what is
American flag in the back.
3X. Put it on Instagram. I really loved his interview to the press because he said they're not just going after Donald Trump now; they're going after his attorneys. That's never been done before in America. So no, they've never gone after a former president, but they've never gone after attorneys as well. And then Rudy Giuliani says Trump was right again by letting you know that. He's just standing in the way. They're trying to get to you. They're trying to get to you. They're trying to get to you. They're trying to get to me and everybody here. And so Rudy Giuliani, if you haven't seen his message, go back and look at that. He had a wonderful interview yesterday saying, there are 19 people named as co-defendants in this indictment. And so Rudy said, there's people on here I don't even know. That's proof that they're going after the everyday American.
They're going after everybody. They are cast.
Donald Trump, McDonald's one day you might be on this list.
Let me pause this junk. Okay. they have thrown so much shit against the wall, indicted so many people. They're hoping somebody decides to flip on Trump.
Well, they just wanted to stick. They're looking for something to stick.
Well,
and after 6 years, nothing has stuck.
They also want people to testify against him. So, oh yeah, you remember during the Jan 6 hearing, they had some flunky secretary who worked in a closet in the back of the White House, accused the president of the United States of becoming violent in his own limo, trying to choke out a Secret Service agent,
which he can't
grabbing
even get to.
grabbing for the wheel,
right?
To go back and encourage people of bullshit.
Yep.
It was bullshit, and this is what they're trying to do. They're going to try to encourage some of those people who are at most minor players in this to testify against Trump, to flip on him, to give directed testimony against Trump, to make their point. And that's why there's so many co-conspirators.
Well,
and then of course there's an entire group of unindicted co-conspirators as well. Yeah. People who were, could have been in the office the same day Trump was.
Right.
That they think they could flip and say, well, we won't prosecute you. We won't even indict you. But all you have to do is come forward and say what you saw.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Or like you said, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're reaching out to everything and everybody, and 6 years later, they're still pushing it really hard.
We saw the same thing during the Russia gate.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, we saw the same thing during other assumedly. And when I say assumedly, indictments, okay, where they had Trump pissing on a prostitute. Oh, we've got the video of Trump urinating on a prostitute.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
No, they never had it. It was a lie. It was a fucking lie.
And what if he did? What if they did?
Have him?
Is that illegal?
Certainly not ethical. Certainly not right.
Right. No, it's not.
And actually, that kind of behavior would have caused me to not vote for him.
Well, yeah.
If it were true.
If it were true, yeah. That's unacceptable.
That is unacceptable behavior. So yes, it would have mattered. Yes, it would have mattered. However,
why can't people there's such thing as slander, and nobody's getting prosecuted for slander anymore.
No, they're not.
And it used to be when someone slandered somebody, boom, they're nailed, they're done. They get sued for a major amount of money.
Yeah, well, pretty much every major news outlet ran with that as fact.
Yeah.
As fact, just like they ran with fact for the Russia dossier.
Russia. Yeah, like Marsha.
Which was an actual complete fabrication.
Yep.
There was, it was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. And then of course the impeachment hoax, where they tried to we're going to talk about impeachment hoax number one, where they tried to impeach Trump for what Biden should be impeached for.
Yeah.
When all he was asking was about questions about Biden's
son's
transactions in Burisma. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. pretty damn interesting. And then, of course, they tried to impeach him for inciting violence during January 6th.
Yeah, when he was telling people to do it peacefully.
Go peacefully. And then you have Congress critters calling for actual violence against Republicans.
Yeah.
Against people. Oh, we will not rest. We will not rest. Our cities will continue to burn.
Right.
Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
This is forefront in my mind.
Yeah.
And yet here they are prosecuting Trump for their crimes.
And the lady that looks like James Brown.
Yeah.
What's her name? I forget her name, but yeah, she was the one that was really inciting riots. Really exciting.
2016.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, even though she called to concede, she has continued to say to this day that the election was rigged.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yep.
That the 2016 election was rigged. Why isn't she sitting in a federal pen right now? Or under indictment? Anyway, we're watching the tail section of President Trump's private plane as people deboard. We're waiting for Trump to come out and step onto it. I wonder if they've got SWAT standing off to the side, to go bum rush him, knock him to the ground, beat him in the head a few times.
Who, Trump?
Yes, I'm kidding.
No, they got Secret Service.
Here's the thing. Okay, if it was you or I, all right, we were under indictment in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going to come turn ourselves in. You don't think that the cops would meet us at the airport and handcuff our ass on the floor and perp walk us?
They would not do that because they would have us handcuffed in the state we left from and escorting us.
No, this is also true. We'd already be in jail in Arizona or California, awaiting what's known as extradition. Yeah,
they're right now. They're combing his hair.
They're combing his hair.
They're doing the comb over on him.
Well, and of course, probably spray painting him orange bad, man. Or orange man bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't make it look like the red trim on the plane. Let's make it orange. Too red, orange, more orange.
The thing is, I was, during that interview last night, of course, he looked pretty damn good.
He looked great.
Makeup does wonders.
Oh, it
really does. I need to start, doing that so I can look better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of creases in my face because of I need to shrink into my dentures or something like that.
Yeah. Well, no,
but yeah.
That's the one thing about women and you. You could put makeup on and make yourself look way younger.
I could.
Yeah. And you will.
Maybe. Well, it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
It really does.
Well, they put something on. It's called foundation, but it's Bondo. It's temporary Bondo.
I think I need a full 55-gallon drum of Bondo right about now.
No, it actually works really good. I've watched women put makeup on. It intrigues me.
Well, the thing is, I can do it, and I can do it very well. It's just I don't because I'm sensitive.
Well, okay, gotcha. Your skin, you have sensitive skin.
I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
My skin will cry.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and then not only that, there's a little bit of self-consciousness there as well.
Yeah.
But
the foundation does wonder.
Foundation does wonder. How would you know?
I've watched many women put makeup on. It intrigues me to watch women put makeup on.
Yeah. Let's see what Chuck has to say right now.
Comes. He's coming down.
I'd be figuring a way to go to Russia if I was Donald Trump. And there he is.
Where do you think he just came from? He didn't fall down.
There he is.
He's saying this is bullshit. Watch. Read his lips. Read his lips. He's going to say this is bullshit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for showing up.
I read it. This is bullshit.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move over to the show here.
Good idea.
Oh, the guys with guns are telling them, go that way now.
Service detail.
Get the fuck out of the way.
We're going to make our way to the first press van that you see there. We're going to shoot
they're going to
out
be
the window as much as possible. Now, I'm going to note there will be no audio. Once we get inside this press vehicle, there will be no audio, so we will have to cut the audio and go to back to Vanessa Broussard, but we'll continue to double box this as we're live here in Atlanta, Georgia.
And Chuck says, if I was Donald Trump, I'd be asking Putin about the new job opening in the Wagner Group.
Back here live in front of the Fulton County Courthouse. I'm Vanessa Broussard, bringing to you live coverage from Atlanta. Lots of people out here supporting President Trump. Great to see. When you come to these Democrat-run cities, you really don't know what to expect. Like, for example, when I was in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago when Trump turned himself in, tons of MAGA supporters out there, only a handful of protesters. Same case scenario here, only a few protesters, but everything's been peaceful and quiet, and it's been a really good sign for President Trump when he arrives here.
You know what's funny is she says it's been mostly peaceful, and there's nothing burning in the background.
I know. I was looking for a fire.
Paycheck to paycheck is not easy. A lot of you are working double jobs.
Well, you know, on
if you're thinking
on a
about
liberal run station, they probably have
what it may hold.
They photoshopped it in. The fires at the back.
Very great, good company, and they will have a representative come and reach out to you if you just text
there's some
the
flames. Okay, now we can say it's mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful. And text the letters RSBN to 989898, and someone will call you and come up with a plan just for you that better fits you. You don't have to put in a lot of money.
Gold.
Just work with them on what you can do to protect your future. And again, that's the Birch Gold Group at 989898. Text the letter in. I want to bring in Robert Bose now, who's the former White House policy advisor. Thank you so much for coming on RSBN. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. It's a sad day. Lots of injustice here. These are innocent people. Every one of the indicted people are innocent. And it's a sham indictment by Fonnie Willis. What a shame.
It is definitely that. And a lot of people here are on your side and agree with you with that, because here we are yet again. But this one, 19 people or so named co-defendants. You work with a lot of them. We're hearing, of course, President Trump. But let's talk about the other people in the case. What is their mood like?
Well, so there are three kind of fake allegation lanes. One is pressuring election workers, computer breach, and the third is what they call the fake electors. Well, let me just take them in reverse order. The fake electors are legitimate contingent electors.
I agree, Chuck. Just what I need to hear a fucking gold commercial.
Many states have that and had
I have the money to buy gold.
The Congress were to challenge.
All right,
and
there they are. They're on their way to jail.
Something like 174
right
members of Congress that had telegraphed
the sun
their intention to
in
challenge
Atlanta.
certain states' electors. So,
or maybe it's
what
just
all
that
those
dark in
did
there. Hell, I don't know.
Georgia and elsewhere, they were
Fulton
not
County Jail.
They were not false statements. They were legitimate contingent electors. So
is that where Johnny Cash?
How do you fight that?
No, he was
you
in
know that
Folsom
it's
Prison.
bogus,
Oh,
but
that's
we're dealing with these DAs and these
I hear that train coming.
judges and these juries. How do you fight that, knowing that you know the truth, but will they side with you, or are they going to be political about it?
Well, there's some very good attorneys and lawyers who've been
Look at this room. I mean, talk about
and bring
they
those constitutional
cleared
arguments
the
why these are
road.
bogus charges.
There's nothing out there.
Many
No. I've got two different views. I got that view, and then I got the aerial view on my big screen over
really
here.
harmed by this lawfare are still,
I like
some
this
have
view.
public defenders.
Yeah, this is great seeing both of them.
You know what's interesting is that they did not indict all 16 electors. Why only a few?
And they've closed the bridges. Oh, no, they didn't close the bridges on top.
Well, no, the bridges on top are
there were some
okay.
people that were,
But believe me, there are people there ready to do
Okay, and so for
great
the people who
harm
were,
if they choose to do great
surely
harm.
in the indictment it told them why. Was there something different in the others who weren't?
Nothing different about them. They all were the same thing. They all met at the Capitol. They had to do it as a backup plan, or else Georgia would have lost any electors. So they all they knew that Joe Biden had been certified by the Electoral College, and we needed to have a backup plan in case there was a challenge by the Congress.
And so obviously this is going to be looked into and brought up about why these people and not the others.
Oh yeah, we'd be like to see that come out in court.
So let's talk about, we do currently have someone, a co-defendant, currently in jail. They didn't bail out. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so this is the in the realm of those that were allegedly pressuring election workers, which is again a bogus charge. Didn't happen.
He's a Trump insider.
So Ruby Freeman had a moment of contrition January 4th of 2021, where she wanted to spill the beans on the election fraud in Fulton County. So she was struggling with the morale. She said she could trust God, but she didn't trust the government. She voluntarily asked for people to come to her house to come back, and then she actually called the FBI agent and got a coordinated approval to meet at the Cobb County Police Station. So voluntarily, she wants to spill the beans. So she goes to the Cobb County Police Station. It's on body cam. The visit at the house is on body cam. And we got the transcripts where she says, yes, she voluntarily wanted to talk about the concerns she had. She was troubled by what happened. So she talked about how they had finished counting the absentee ballots. There were no more to count. And then they looked around and said, well, there's nobody here in the state farm because they cleared them out. So they said, lucky, boom, under the table, cut the zip ties and scan them so the number would go up. Those are her words. And then she says, she talked about that with in an investigation. Well, she met with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, the Fulton DA, FBI, DOJ, BJ Pack, who's the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia. She met with them, and she said they didn't ask her any questions. They just told her to clear her social media. And then she goes further to say, you know what's going to really blow your mind? She said, the USBs are going to blow your mind. We said, well, what? So one of the guys that was on the phone with her, Harrison Floyd, she goes, Miss Ruby, what is that? What are you going to tell us? And she says, I'm not going to tell you. I want an attorney. I want to go live. I want to go live on every platform. It's going to blow your mind. So we'd like to hear what Ruby said. But you know what? The next day, she did a police report. Police report was fine, no crime. And then there was the federal people were in the station listening in. Somebody did a police report supplement 4 hours later that tried to twist it and say, it's because of the election. They threatened her. The evidence does not show any threats, no pressure. They made it up. Somebody made up and cooked up a police report supplement here in Cobb County, probably with the help of federal people. So everybody that was trying to help
what he's saying is very
they were just doing the right thing. They weren't pressuring her. So, but the
FBI
went to her house the next day, took her from her house on January 5th
that I
for
wasn't
2
aware
months.
of.
She testified. Now she doesn't have a job. She doesn't work. She's got a place to live for a couple months. Then I don't know what she's doing, but she's playing the system pretty well.
And so again, going back to everyone else that turned themselves in,
yes.
We do have one that's still here.
Yeah. So sorry. So Harrison Floyd.
So what are you looking up,
one of
Henry?
the guys who wasn't even in Georgia.
What did I tell you? I was looking up.
No longer part of the Trump campaign at the time. He had been executive director, voice for Trump. But this is weeks later, and he got on the phone because a couple other people, Garrison Douglas and Trevian Cuddy, they went to Ruby's house, and then they met at the police station. And Harrison was happened to join in on the phone later and just ask her, how we can help her, and she voluntarily wanted help. So that's all he did. There's no pressure, but the media's after him. False stories by Washington Post, Reuters, MSNBC's ganging up on him, and they're ganging up on him based on the police report supplement, not what the police are on body cam talking about.
I just want to remind the viewers right now, he is a co-defendant in this case.
Yes.
So this is who we're talking about. Yes. This is one of the co-defendants.
Right. Harrison Floyd came in here about 3:00 today in Fulton County and was going to check himself in. He did not want to post the bond. And he tried to check in, and they said, well, you don't have bond. And but he ended up coming back, and he's in jail now.
What was his bond set at?
I think it was $50,000, but I'm not sure.
What was the reasoning why he did not want to post bond?
Well, he didn't have the money. First of all, I mean, to come up with $5,000 scratch is for a guy, he and his wife and his young daughter.
So there is at least one person sitting in jail until court.
Wow. Do you think that this is an attempt to just bankrupt people?
Oh yeah, there's no question. There's just wholesale lawfare organized from the top to do electors from every, what they call the fake electors, the legitimate electors from 5 or 6 other states. Michigan had their set. Georgia has a set they're going after. Some of them, not all of them. But no, it's an intimidation. It's to try to rack up legal fees for them. So
absolutely, it is. So we are seeing people come in. We are pretty sure this is.
We've talked about this before.
Show behind us looks like
the process.
Some security
is the punishment.
Yep, that's
coming
right.
in
the end, you'll be found not guilty or innocent or whatever.
But you still got to go through all the bullshit.
But in the meantime,
rushing to the street. We do not believe
your
that
entire
was,
life.
The president,
right?
Some security coming in. So back to you. Yeah, we were watching Rudy Giuliani yesterday, and he was saying he does not think that the goal is to charge these people. It's just to bankrupt these people because the everyday American cannot afford all of these legal fees that are associated with these accusations.
Mayor Giuliani is exactly right. This is an intimidation to rack up legal expenses. And I believe Fani Willis knows that she has a legal problem with these cases. They want to try to get the allegation out there to try to force them to get lawyers. But if this gets to appeal, it's going to get knocked out on appeal. All these charges, all 19 of these people are innocent. They did nothing wrong.
Robert, you were the former White House policy advisor. I'm going to ask you a question that I get probably the most from everybody. Any event I go to, people ask me, I don't have an answer. I know what I hope does or doesn't happen. But people at home want to know, what are the odds of President Trump being locked up?
Well, I think that there are many motions to dismiss that are going to happen. There's federal removal that can get it into a legitimate court. This Fani Willis, coordinated from DOJ on top, it is a real stretch on the Georgia RICO law. If it's removed to federal, very little chance of anybody going to jail. The whole thing might get removed to federal. But there also may be motions to dismiss on constitutional grounds as well. First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment. There's plenty of reasons to get this. So it would be very unlikely if anybody, unless they're volunteer, like Harrison Floyd decided he's gonna fight it out, and but most I think will not do jail time.
I'm glad you answered that for me, because that's all I can tell people. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer, and I know it goes through different stages and different steps. And again, I know what I hope will not happen. And of course, I hope that he does not go to jail. But to hear from you, someone who's an expert in the field, thank you for telling us that, because that's what the people want to know. What are the odds?
I love that accent.
Well, thank you. This is election interference, and they've timed it so that they may have a trial level conviction. But I think there'll be motion to dismiss before that. So, but they're trying to time it.
Are you kidding me? There's going to be motions to dismiss
before Iowa caucuses are coming up in the middle of January. There's maybe some states that have early voting.
Whoever.
South Carolina, Nevada, right behind
post
it.
Bond.
So all these are staggered too. You notice all the 4 indictments are staggered to try
around the same time as the Iowa caucus.
Totally purposeful. That's the end goal. This is election interference, and it's the witness tampering that's going on is on their side, on the DOJ, FBI side. They're the ones that are tampering with witnesses. They're intimidating them.
I think I said something about that earlier, didn't I?
They didn't do anything wrong. So it's such a sham. I feel badly for these people.
And that's exactly what this is. It's a shotgun approach to tamper with witnesses.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to reiterate too that President Trump has said it dozens or more times. They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just the way. Giuliani said that outside of the jail yesterday. President Trump was right. He said that they're not coming after him or Rudy. They're coming after the everyday American. And we're seeing that with this indictment, all the co-defendants. Rudy Giuliani even said, I don't even know some of these people that are listed. They're coming for everyday Americans now. And that's scary for you, for me, for the people at home.
Well, that's an interesting point, because you said that they didn't know each other. The electors in Georgia, they knew they needed to have an alternate slate. There was no coordination there. There's no enterprise or conspiracy. That's bull. The people in Coffee County, the election workers in Coffee County, including a Democrat, by the way, who authorized Judge Amy Totenberg to release discovery and have them inspect the machines. And they offered responses to open records requests to look at the Coffee County machines. That was all authorized. And those people, they were doing their jobs because they knew that there were major malfunctions in the voting results in the machines weeks and months prior in the primary. So after it was certified in Coffee County, then weeks later they said, well, we better go back and look at this because Dominion couldn't tell us what was wrong. So again, those people did nothing wrong. The people helping Ruby Freeman did nothing wrong. They were facilitating a whistleblowing action. The electors did nothing wrong. It's so sad. And you're right. It's people should be concerned about a massively imbalanced justice system that is
two-tier justice system or multi-tier justice system.
Right. You probably covered this, that, Fani Willis has high murder rate, high rape rate. Did you know that 3/4, 80% aren't even found every year?
Yes, I was actually looking up the Atlanta Police Department's social media pages this week, seeing all the murderers are on the hunt for, they're on the search for. And while they're asking the public to look for these criminals on the street, we're here today for President Trump.
Right. There are 160, 170 murders a year in Fulton County. Maybe 20 or 30 get solved. The rest, none solved. Rapes, 300, 400 rapes, most not solved. It's what is she doing? I mean, I know what she's doing now. She's spending 100% of her time on a political witch hunt. She should be actually enforcing the real crimes.
Yep.
And so, another thing that the average American is asking, the taxpayer dollars being put into play here.
Talking about
not just here today, but what if this goes to trial? What if
Mm-hmm.
Trump has to reappear in court and all of the resources put in? It's the residents who.
I would purchase that Birch Gold if I could afford it, but I have to put my taxpayer money into this.
Many other real crimes right now, and there's a judge on top of Fani Willis. Judge Robert McBurney, he's also pinned down on this. The courts they're closing the courts for 2 or 3 weeks just to deal with these things. So justice is being held.
And they're already backed up.
And Robert McBurney's got some other. There's some real 2020 litigation cases that are still going on.
Right.
There are 3 cases still in the courts on 2020 election fraud, and Judge Robert McBurney is holding those up. He's passed his deadline to decide to move those because he's tied up on this witch hunt.
Yep.
Well, Robert, anything else you want to say? Again, I just want to talk about the co-defendants in this case, the ones that you're working with. In my mind, I'm hoping that they're hopeful, that they're positive about what the outcome is going to be.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so I think the
look at all those
constitutional
people over
arguments
there
are
with Trump
really
signs.
strong to pull these cases out of Fulton or to dismiss them altogether. I think if we get to a fair trial, there's
a bunch right along there. Yeah,
I don't see anybody with middle fingers up.
And President Trump talks.
No, they're waving.
The Russia hoax, the impeachment one hoax, all the hoaxes that have all turned out to be false frauds. This one too, guarantee it. It's going to be turned out to be what it is now, election interference, and people will look back and say this was a scam.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. I'm so glad to talk to you and offer your guidance on everything that's going on, and the best of luck to you in the future.
Here.
Thank you, Vanessa. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wrong mouse.
All right,
Good grief.
So now we are going to tell you about another sponsor of.
While they go to their inbred. Will there be indictments for those if they decide that this is election interference? Or are they going to indict those that are trying to? No, they're not going to.
Oh, they're going to say, "Don't do that again." Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
I really am truly concerned about the level of the escalation from the left. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
Because because of how angry people are. Boy, look at all those people.
I know, huh?
I'm standing out here just to say just the wave.
Yeah.
Now, if you were out there, would you be flipping Trump off?
I always flip him off anyway. Even he flips me off too.
He flips you off too. Just saying hi.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Then he gives me his hat. And I throw it back at him, tell him to sign it. He signs it.
You are such a politician. I mean, liar.
I got one signed from a watch. Here.
But no, this really does truly concern me, Henry, because boy, look at all those motorcycles. Yeah.
Damn bikers.
How many off-duty policemen do they have to pull in to do this? Oh, looks like they're pulling in.
This
there are
isn't
different
volunteer.
entrances to the jail, so we don't know exactly which entrance the president will be going into to turn himself in. There's an entrance behind me, there's an entrance in front of me, and there's also an entrance on the other side of the jail.
That's
So
where they're coming in.
we'll stick with Brian Glenn, who is in the motorcade, to kind of get word on where they're at. We know they're on the interstate right now, heading this way, and so again, the people out here have been waiting for the president since the early morning hours. Been getting out since yesterday, so they have their flags.
They went in the backside.
They have on their shirts that say MAGA, and they just want to let President Trump know that they have his back. We are hearing now that the president has arrived to the jail. The president has arrived to the jail.
Look at those bikes. Hey, look at all the lights on the bikes.
He will
like a
have
bike
a
show.
mugshot, and he will post bond, we're told. And I believe it's $200,000 cash bond that he has to post to be released from the jail. From that point, he'll head back to the airport and fly off on Trump Force One. So again, we are outside of the jail right now. Multiple entrances. Always unsure which way the president and his motorcade will go. But we are lucky and grateful to be, with Brian Glenn and the motorcade for that. So I'm going to let our photographer kind of turn the camera around just to give you a sense of what it looks like here. We're not in the main area. There's so much media and so many people that we had to come to the side to get a signal to bring you this live broadcast. Right. This is kind of a look at what we're seeing here. I always like to show
just really calm,
what I'm
cool,
seeing, and
collected.
This is my view here from outside of the jail. You see Blacks for Trump is here.
Peaceful.
They've been here all day, always supportive of the president. A group follows.
Oh, there's a flame in the back. Oh, that's
around, and they do lots of interviews and speak to a lot of people about why they back the president. Looking at a sign now that says Georgia knows Trump won.
I totally agree.
Georgia knows Trump won. A big, huge banner here on the main road, which again, we don't know if President Trump will come this way, but a big sign that says Trump won with underneath it the words Save America. A lot of red, white, and blue here in Atlanta. As Marjorie Taylor Greene joined us earlier. Forgiato Blow, the rapper, joined us earlier. Just a somber day yet again. We were in New York for that indictment. Then we went to Miami for the Mar-a-Lago, what President Trump calls the boxes hoax. When Mar-a-Lago was raided, we were in Miami for that indictment when he turned himself in. And then just a couple of weeks.
Now, Henry, put yourself in the shoes of the arresting officers. Okay.
I wouldn't do it. I'd quit.
Would you be able to read Mirandize a sitting president of the United States or a former president of the United States?
No, I would quit. I'd say no. Sorry, I quit.
Even though it was your job.
It wouldn't be my job after I quit.
This is true.
Yeah, I've quit jobs before. It's for moral reasons. You can't. You have to. No, I quit. You don't understand, and that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, Chuck, I agree with you. You know, she was like, well, Trump is on the interstate right now, and of course, we were watching him pull into the back end of the Fulton County jail.
Well, they do that on purpose to distract. So there's no.
I don't have the foggiest idea, Henry. I mean, it's sort of 6 of one, half dozen the other. If you can't say something accurate, don't say anything at all. Yeah. I understand that you're live, you're on the spot there. It's your responsibility to actually talk. And of course, you can get the biggest 10-inch Trump knife collector's edition. I'm sure.
Big 10-inch.
Completely authorized.
Only 250 made.
Only 250 made. 10-inch. That's hunting knife.
My big 10-inch.
My big 10-inch record.
That's right. I think it's a coupon there in the top right.
I don't have any of it. 928-476-0331. 928-476-0331. Of course, you can jump in and join the conversation anytime you want. I'm only going to jump back into audio when she's not talking.
She's kind of whiny.
She's kind of an idiot, and I don't like it. Let's.
Looks like a Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
There.
Nice shot of the flea market.
I wonder if they're selling anything good.
I have no idea.
Blacks for Trump.
Blacks for Trump.
Not the other one.
Well, 2020.com. Oh, you know what? I want to hear this. I kind of want to hear this interview. Yeah. Let's go to it.
Fantastic. So let's talk about
Wait a minute.
Trumpsters are not racist. So we see you at a lot of these events. Talk about the importance of yet being here at another indictment and your feelings today.
All is exciting because Fox News said that Trump would never be seen on TV again. They told me the same thing. But
when did they tell you that?
Months ago, because they stopped putting Trump on TV. They go out of their way to make sure, even Newsmax, they make sure that all of the rallies that I went to, which was almost everyone, they make sure they edit me just out of the picture. But I don't mind.
Trumpkins.
You know why? I'm only interested in Trump winning so I can get
Trumpkins.
Trumpkins.
So I'm not trying to show off.
Who said that?
I don't need him to get rich.
Jack.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I got my own money and I raised my own money.
You're a hardworking American.
Yeah, a real black man who's a real American. And all I want is Trump to give me liberty or give them death because they are
I laughed so hard my teeth fell out.
That was good.
That was hilarious.
He wants freedom. Trump wants freedom. He's the only one standing up for the black man and the white European Gentiles. I love him desperately because he put his life in jeopardy for us. That's why when I was in Palm Beach and all of the white Republicans didn't show up, and I had 15 of us out there, I cussed out every white Republican. I said, how the hell could you not got here for Trump when he put his life on the line? Guess what? The next time when we went to New York, you couldn't fit the Republicans out there with so many of them. That's why I'm so proud that they stood up, because when they want to say boo and we run, because we respect black people. If you say he's indicted, or you can't even get a phone call into them because they're not answering no federal indictment. They don't want to talk about it. So I'm showing them that boo didn't work. We here, and we're going to stand for Trump forever, and we want him to be president for even Africa. You know what?
Chuck.
They cheat on the election, so we might as well have him president forever. I'll show him how to eat.
They don't like you, Chuck.
Don't worry about that. But Trump is absolutely—
He's going to ride your taxi.
In America's history, ISBN has been one of the greatest. It's between OAN and you guys that I think are the best. Newsmax is okay, but they edit me as much as they possibly can. But I've done a lot of great interviews with RSBN.
We appreciate you and we appreciate your compliments. So let's talk about being here in Atlanta. What has the vibe been like for you today while you're out here?
Oh, today, well, the vibe has been great, especially among black people. We only have a few nuts like that right there that bother us. So I don't care nothing about— I don't care nothing about it.
Let's show the camera on the nut.
Anyway, don't say nothing else. So the whole point is—
just to let you know, watching at home, there's just one guy behind us. It's not a bunch of people. I will stand by my word. You can stand by me too to say there's only a handful of protesters here. There's not a lot. There's more of us than there are of them.
They're scared to come out here because we're here. See, Black Lives Matter and Antifa don't want to face me. See, I am the answer to Obama, Queen Latifah, Oprah, all of that, because they can't talk to me. Because first of all, I don't need them. They need Clive Davis and all those other sorry, no good suckers. You understand? So I'm out here to stand up for the good Latin.
Did you see that look she gave the camera?
Yeah, it's like, oh,
we
good
are the
grief.
people that God loved and chose. So
I'm going to lower that just a little bit, but
so let's talk about
so I
Fonnie
don't have
Willis.
to. I don't have to yell over her whiny ass voice.
I call her Mammy.
I wish they would have swung the camera over.
Trump supporters are great. I mean, they are real. They are gritty as hell. I mean, this guy's gritty, and I'm saying that in the nicest way. I mean, he's just down to earth. He's speaking what's on his mind.
Yeah, it's sensible.
I don't know if it's sensible or not. You know,
compared to a Biden supporter, there's absolutely no sense to it.
This is true. This is true.
She does that when she can get all their property, because that's what we—
What do you say? You want a chicken?
Then she putting our black young men in jail. If YSL
Is this guy running with that rapper Mary
Kardashian?
Chuck.
Yeah. Chuck, yes.
Son, we gotta talk. We gotta talk,
They
son.
never get it back because they're saying black people and white people don't have rights to own nothing. So Trump himself is a white man who's discovering that he's a Negro. Like worse than
Negro Trump.
Because they think Hillary is a white person. She's a totally different type of white.
That's our second black president.
Gentile. He's a person called a Canaanite. They were cursed white. They're not white Gentiles. White Gentiles are the most blessed.
Boy, he's getting way out of line, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He's going way out there, but that's cool.
Shem is the father of all of the black Hebrews, not the Hebrews that call white people the devil in New York, because those are nuts. I don't have nothing to do with them.
He is racist.
Yahweh Hebrew, because Yahweh was the first one to tell me the white man is not the devil. In fact, he's lighter than most white people with blue eyes. So let's
talk about again, being here and
with blue eyes.
The district attorney.
All right, Chuck.
Right in Atlanta, the murderers on the street.
Come on, Chuck. What do you got to say?
He said, "I'm discovering I'm a black man."
That's right.
Chuck says, "I'm discovering that I'm a black man."
Trump to go to jail.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
So was Trump. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I'm surprised.
The most for black people that has ever been done. Abraham Lincoln didn't even better.
He was black too.
A $5 billion platinum plan, and I'm trying to get black people to start doing the math. That equals $3.7 million per black person. If we're going by 47 million black people that's over the age of 18. Trump gave that. Biden said, wait till after the election. That's why Ice Cube was upset with him. Trump is the only one that gave all of the black colleges money forever. He's the only one that passed laws against human trafficking, which really affects black and Latin and white women, but black women the most.
And the unemployment rate went up.
They
went down, I should say. The more blacks got jobs.
More blacks. No, see, I don't count.
I'm not sure I want to show this next comment from Chuck, but I'm going to anyway.
And do business. You understand? He makes it to make money. He takes your taxes low. Yeah, you can't get it. What's the sense?
Chuck, you're gonna get me banned, man.
I don't know. Look at him. He kind of looks a little bit black.
I don't have the foggiest idea.
Chuck, you a black person with blue eyes?
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
Well, Trump's black. That's what I heard.
Black people see him with me, they be like, hey, he doing it. Wow.
I'm sorry, but that comment that he made won the internet tonight.
Yeah. Trump's a Negro.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put that in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And they kept being more
Trump is a Negro.
Crazier and crazier till I just started literally cussing them out. That's the only thing they accept is a cussing out. They felt so embarrassed, they started treating the white deplorables good because they hate you. You understand?
He's getting really racist, isn't he?
Goodness, you the one fought to free me. They hate you for that.
We hope everyone watching, no matter your color, fights for goodness in America. That's what.
There you go.
Good to see you. Yes, good to see you. Yes.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon. BlacksForTrump2020.com. They're usually at every single event. Again, out here supporting.
He was rambling.
Just a couple of protesters out here. Not too many protesters. It's mainly peaceful, quiet.
I want to see.
Oh, wait a minute. Mostly peaceful. Take a drink.
I see a fire.
Light a fire.
Look here.
I want to see the protesters.
Can we turn the camera around just to get some reaction? We do have a couple of words being said back and forth, but it's peaceful for the most part.
Mostly peaceful. Atlanta.
There's only 6 people laying on the ground beat up, and they lit their stuff on fire.
I will say that a few words going back and forth, and the only cuss words are coming from the protesters.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad they're
Chuck says he wants to see a dumpster fire.
About their way.
There you go.
All right. So again, just a handful. You see 2 right there. I wish we could show you more of the crowd, but they're back the other way. When we head that way, the internet kind of dies down on us, so we have to stay put right here. But there is a large crowd of people to my left, which would be your right, directly in front of one of the main entrances to the jail. It looks like we're getting some words back and forth now. So I think people are just hot. They've been out here all day. We've been in over 100-degree heat, standing out here
humidity.
and hoping to see a motorcade, but I don't believe that the president came in this way. We did not see him, so he must have gone in through the other entrance. But people here have been out here
You've
again.
already been told you went in the
and
other
hoping to
entrance,
see
lady.
the motorcade
Good
so they can
grief.
support
I'm
the president.
beginning
But
I'm beginning to side with
a
the
little
truck about
tension
her.
over there right now,
She's
but
a fucking
not too
idiot.
bad. So yeah, so we're gonna see if we can move this way. We're gonna walk and.
It's 91 degrees and mostly sunny in Fulton County, Georgia.
Yes. So we're gonna try to get a better view.
Yeah, but
and
what's
just
the
bear with
humidity?
us as
That's
we
what I'm
move
going at.
with us.
80%.
Yeah, it's freaking hot.
It's 80% humidity there right now.
Yeah, it feels
here.
like
They have
110 right
barricades
now.
up, so we can't get in the
The
street.
with the
You can see the people lined up, Trump flags, the Fulton
adjustment.
County jail entrance, of course, the sheriff's office here, lined up for blocks. When I was coming in, at least 8 to 10 blocks down. There were multiple
Chuck says
law
she's
enforcement
actually in Longview, Washington at the Squirrel Festival.
That's right.
being spent.
No, if she was there would be fires in the back.
Being
Not in
spent
Longview. Not
on
Longview.
President Trump turning himself in. And if this does go to trial, which we shall see, how much money will Atlanta and Fulton County have to shell out for this to take place?
A lot of money.
Oh, it's going to be millions
So,
and millions.
That's what I asked myself earlier, and I will try to get those answers for you because I'm curious myself to see how much money was spent just on security alone today.
Look at all the cops. I mean, this is
Again,
they
the
had to bring
helicopters
in
are circling over
overtime
us, law
for
enforcement officers in the
off-duty
air and
police
on the
officers
ground
to be
here
able to
outside
do
the
this.
Fulton County Jail. President Donald Trump has turned himself in. He is being processed at this time.
He's being
His
processed.
fourth indictment since March. It was first the case in New York dealing with Stormy Daniels, and then what President Trump calls the boxes hoax, Mar-a-Lago, then D.C., which was dealing with January 6th in the 2020 election. And yet here we are again. We're going to have to move. Here we are again in Georgia dealing with the 2020
If this was
case.
happening in Portland, there would be
If
a
you're
few
struggling
dumpster
with
fires.
the economy right now, we encourage you to check out Birch Gold, the Birch Gold Group.
There we go.
Text the
There you
letter
go, Chuck. Birch Gold.
to 989898. As central banks in countries like China, India, and Australia begin transitioning to a digital currency, the Federal Reserve has been contemplating
and a few
the same for the
carjackings
U.S. Now, with a digital
for
currency, the
Save
government
Major,
could
for Good
track
Major,
every single
absolutely.
purchase you make. How scary does that sound? Officials could even prohibit you from purchasing certain products or even easily
Jesus,
freeze or seize part
shut up.
of your.
Good grief. I don't know why I chose this channel. I really don't. I wish I almost went with CNN. Seriously.
Really?
I almost went with CNN. But I decided that, I would get even more angry at, their stupid coverage.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
But then again, I probably would have been more entertained. Maybe I should have gone with Fox so I could hear the fair and balanced version.
Fair and balanced.
See, what really is irritating me about a lot of media companies out there, especially this one, our RSBN, is their obvious bias.
No, yeah, they're biased. To
yeah,
Trump.
but the thing is, it's still just as wrong as
yes, it is
being biased the other way.
Correct.
news reporters and the media should never have a side.
It should be fair and balanced. There is no such thing.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's still going to be some bias, but at least it should be masked a whole lot more.
They should say mostly fair and balanced. Oh, here's a helicopter.
Mostly violent, or mostly peaceful. You know, I don't.
And the only ones that were cussing are the protesters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fuck that.
Check this out. I want to buy gold from the flea market at the Squirrel Festival. I guess.
There goes the bikers.
I guess they're done. It's
there goes the bikers.
America.
They're done. They're moving
Again,
out.
President Trump inside the jail.
No, he's not.
This time being processed. He'll be fingerprinted, and we'll have a mugshot for you as soon as that is released here on Right Side Broadcasting
They're leaving. They're moving out. The motorcade is moving, lady. Come on.
So we are just waiting to hear word. We also have Brian Glenn, who's with the Trump team.
You know, take a lesson from my co-host here. Read your messages on your phone. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Wait a
Well, you gotta hide your phone, Henry.
It says.
All right, taking a live look from the motorcade as we are leaving the Fulton County jail. The processing took about
They had to put somebody else on.
17 minutes, and you're taking a look at some of the crowd, and we're going to pass just where the press area is and make a left-hand turn up here. You saw it when we came in. Literally, I would say hundreds of people in this tiny media area, all capturing video of President Trump now leaving the jail. I've got to say, it was surreal. Pulling into the jail. Now, we've obviously have done courthouses in the past, but this,
and they allowed all those guns in there.
This going into a facility,
But they were law enforcement
that
guys.
is
So
surrounded
there's
with
the
barbed
difference.
wire, heavy security. Obviously, very much feels like a jail. Did have a different impression of me. I got to say, a little different than the previous indictments and activities that we've been with the president at these former houses. A little different feel here. Also, the vibe is a little different overall. I feel like we saw a handful of supporters on the side of the road. Really only saw two different areas of supporters on
There's
the
a
side of the
large-
road. Mostly a lot of media, obviously, and a lot of people that just as simply have come out of the house, just said, hey, you know, this motorcade is quite large, and it's really gotten the attention of the people that live and work in this area. So they've come out of their homes, their businesses, to take a look at what's going down. This is a historic day, and I'm sure the local authorities here have done a fantastic job of blocking off all of
making a lot of money
in advance. So there is no cross traffic on this way, and you've got a great look. And I've got to say, you got to bear with us because this motorcade, we are traveling obviously through these city streets and with the bumps and the turns and the brakes and the acceleration, periodically, you know, accelerating quickly. That's going to shake the camera a little bit, so bear with us on that. But I know
Trump's
Vanessa
arrest
went over
has
some of
concluded.
perhaps went over some of the charges, and I'll put them up on social media. I know Grace, our social media and editor-in-chief, will push that out here shortly. But yeah, just a different scene of this motorcade, guys. I know, Vanessa, you've done a fantastic job being live outside the jail since our broadcast. Now we are headed back towards the airport, and at that point I've been told that we could have a few minutes, perhaps the president sharing his thoughts on what just happened, and hopefully we can get some sound from him.
Well, that's why we're here. I want to hear from Trump. I didn't. Honestly, I didn't want to hear from that ding dong over there.
Felt like he was, you know, obviously appreciates the fact that
I want to see if he's a Negro.
We're here covering him and supporting him.
I heard that he was
as well. And I think,
like I said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip that.
understand
I am
that,
absolutely going to clip
independents
that.
and some
That's
moderate Democrats see
going to be played a
how
lot.
the justice system has been weaponized against
$3.59 for gas there,
and that the scales of justice have been tipped, despite all of the evidence we've seen on the Biden, Hunter Biden, Ukraine, and Burisma, and all of the
guy's flipping the cigarette out the window.
Governments and some of the money laundering, that the actual crimes that have been taking place under the Biden regime, and people are starting to see that. Even Democrats are starting to see that the weaponization of that exists. So, very interesting times we have right now, and you are witnessing history once again here as the president for the fourth time has been indicted, and now he's rather processed. We'll keep you updated on any kind of further court proceedings that will follow this. I would imagine you might see 7 to 10 business days that the president would be required to come back into court. We'll see exactly what that looks like. Right now, I've gotten no indication of that date, but obviously we will keep you updated on that. If you just now join us, we are live here in the motorcade headed back to the
he's turned himself in, posted bond.
You're looking at probably maybe,
and then we'll come back later for an actual arraignment.
Coming in this motorcade.
That's what that is.
A shot. We're in the press vehicle here.
You do understand that if this were us, we would be sitting in jail until the arraignment.
Correct. Develops as well. So what you see is what we see, and this is how it feels to experience yet another indictment and another opportunity to travel along with the president in this very interesting year it has been so far for him. Now, I have a suspicion that this will not be the last time we see President Trump, make an appearance into a court or jail, as this has been the plan. I mean, it seems like this.
Really, are they planning on the fifth indictment?
The Democratic Party, as far
I'm sure they are
somewhere.
Vote away, from
well,
Trump,
we heard our own Governor Hobbs talking about that bullshit as well.
For the Republican Party, there's absolutely no doubt.
Trying to indict him in Arizona,
Vanessa, and we'll give you continue our live coverage here in the motorcade.
Let's indict her.
I would rather indict her. Absolutely. Oh, not her again.
We're actually on the other side of
we knew that.
Vanessa Broussard coming to you from where a lot of Trump supporters are gathering. They've been here all day, hoping to get a glimpse of President Trump in his motorcade.
And did not.
I believe they went on the other side.
Come on, Dylan.
I want to introduce you to some of my new friends. They're RSBN viewers. So good to see me. Tell me your Tell me your
good
name
to see me. Oh my God.
It's good to see me.
It's good to see me.
From Covington, Georgia.
Lee Donaldson from Covington, Georgia.
Good to see you. Some Georgia folks here.
Good to see me.
How does it feel knowing that this is taking place in your state?
It makes me very sad to know that this can happen.
She's full of herself, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
It's good to see me.
That's good to see me. Aren't you glad that I'm here talking to you?
Oh my God! Yes. Don't you feel so honored? I'm closer to President Trump than you are.
Yes.
I'm closer to the top.
That's right.
I'm definitely not a bottom feeder like you people are. Isn't it good to see me?
Me.
Good Lord.
And he has
I really think it's about me, though.
Did you watch the debates last night?
I did not.
Did you watch the interview with Tucker?
Yes.
You're one of about
two.
Henry. Last I checked.
You know what?
24 hours.
You know what? I wanted to watch the debates even after that Tucker was over with. I went to go turn it on, and there was just there was no replay of it. I just wanted to see the replay.
There is a replay on YouTube and on various internet channels.
Yeah, but I couldn't find one, and then I found the Cook's Corner in California, in Orange County, and I ended up most of the night with that because I have friends that go there. And
debate last night.
I understand that.
Everything they were bringing up on film and stuff, I knew exactly what areas they were at, exactly what areas they were searching, exactly where the dead bodies were at.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my God! I was just, I was stunned. I was.
Well,
in all honesty, you really didn't miss too much with the actual Fox debates.
any
No, I
way
didn't.
they can. And when Tucker asked him that, he just said
Because I
that
did go back and look at the
they're
clips and
evil
stuff.
people. Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
You know,
it.
our country was founded by God. And
like I said, the most interesting thing that happened was, Chris Christie, the fat ass from New Jersey, got his entire ass handed back to him. He also got booed off the stage, as well as what's his face, Pence.
Yes.
It just absolutely.
Pence kept himself.
Out here today, you see a lot of
mild.
supporters. There are a few people out here
But,
protesting
you
Trump.
have to remember one of the reasons why Trump didn't attend this thing.
There's no reason for him to. He's just going to get bashed.
Well, if you remember back during the 2020 election cycle, okay, or the 2016 election cycle. I mean, he was bashed from the time he walked on the stage to the time he walked off the stage.
Yes.
It's because they stacked the audience deck against him.
Yes.
All right. There weren't many Trump supporters. There weren't that.
Well, and Hillary had the questions.
And Hillary had the questions. But that was it. But I'm talking about the primaries.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm talking about the primaries. I'm talking about when he was going up against some of these jackasses that.
Oh yeah.
These
yeah.
When they have these events, it's not normal people that come in. It's heavy donors that come in.
Right.
It's these are selected men, selected people.
Mm-hmm.
Who are going to give a reaction to people. It's all theater. It's
Correct.
all theater.
Correct.
And I'm going to be honest. Trump did some great theater last night as well.
He did,
especially starting 5 minutes before the 5 minutes before the actual debate. All right, thus sucking even more the audience out of. You heard Marjorie Taylor Greene says, "Yeah, I was watching the Trump interview at the same time I was at the debate."
Yeah, and Trump was the master debater on that one.
Well, yeah, but you've also got the left who are, screaming up and down that Biden won the debate last night. Just like the presidency, he won a presidency he was absent from.
Right.
So,
that makes sense. That makes sense on the left. Yeah, it makes sense.
I can see that.
That makes sense. People are way out in left field. But
absolutely.
But you know what? I'm on the right, and the right's always right.
The right isn't always right either.
I know.
The right isn't always right either.
No, but at least I'm not out in left field.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach.
I'm ready to
play today. Yeah, there we go.
Put me in center field, not right, not left or right.
Just put me in, coach.
So we see people are gathering over here, more protesters. So as the night wears on, they're getting louder, they're getting rowdier, they're yelling. And I'll go back to that interview I just had. He's absolutely right. Crime does happen in every city, no matter if you live in a small rural town
Trump
or a large
arrested.
city in America. It is everywhere.
Really?
So when you start seeing these high crime
I'd have to look at that and go, really? No shit.
Cities in California. And you see,
do you think they did a perp walk with them?
You see,
wonder if they put a ankle monitor on them.
Shutting down. You
see,
hey,
now that's a good question.
Big box stores shutting down because these
I wouldn't hear the answer to that.
And just stealing from them, droves of them, breaking the glass. These businesses are boarding up. Now, you don't really see that in small towns. You see that in the big cities. And then we go back to the song that's You see the song that's
Oh,
out number one
shut
right now.
up.
Try that in a small town because
It
the
is-
fact
it
of the
is
matter
not number
is
one.
you don't get what you get.
God, she is such an idiot, isn't
What
she?
you get?
No, she's such an idiot. She's a fucking ignoramus.
And
she has no producer. She has no knowledge of what's going on. The number one song in the country western genre, even in the political genre right now, is not "Try That in a Small Town," you dingling. And what?
What's your point? You made the point. She's a dingling. We can see that. It's obvious.
So obviously you missed the entire conversation before I made my comment.
No,
she was trying to
I
claim
heard what
that
she said it was the number one song.
What?
Try That in a Small Town.
Yeah, it's not.
I know it's not.
She's a dingling.
That's what I'm saying.
She's an ill-informed dingling. That was my point.
Yes.
I think I made that rather clear.
And it makes right side look bad.
It makes right side look like fucking idiots.
Correct.
Oh, we know what we're talking about. Well, isn't it
And
good to
she's
see
got a
me?
whiny fucking voice,
Isn't it? Aren't you? I'm glad to see me.
Aren't you glad to see me?
Yeah.
Line and on the media. Now, when I come out to these events and there's protesters, I will show them, but I try not to talk to them because it's just an argument, and I try to avoid those arguments. The only reason I asked the guy a while ago.
God, there is a rule out there. Okay, never fight, and never have a battle of wits with an unarmed person. Because you're a witless idiot.
I'm not that person. I like everybody to get along. So
She's not that person.
We did have some agreement. I don't like the friction, so wrap that one up quick. So we're gonna stay here and let those people continue to dance around with their signs and get a little rowdy.
Well, good. I'm glad they're showing them.
This is what's going on here in Atlanta outside the Fulton.
That's a different lady there.
Trump
Either that or she took her blonde wig off.
In. He will
Sounds
be
the same.
He will have a mugshot that will be released to us.
No, look at her on the right there. She's
And
talking with her hands.
That has nothing to do with
He
her.
will then post bail, $200,000 cash bond.
That
we
isn't
wait
her.
for more information from what's going on inside the jail, we want to
He's out of jail.
about the wellness company.
Yeah, again, she's
Dr. Peter McCullough and his doctors on President Trump's.
Use code RSBN and save 15%.
It's all gone over her fucking head.
Yeah,
it's all gone over her head. The only reason I'm sticking around is the possible promise of some comments by President Trump. That's
right.
It's the only reason.
I understand.
The only reason we're standing around.
I'm trying to do this.
I really, but the thing is, I really don't want to. They've arrived back at the airport, so we're going to go back live here. But the only reason
make care great again.com.
Yeah.
I'm doing this commercial still.
What?
Own your health. Own your freedom. Get the Viagra in liquid form. Use code RSBN.
Yeah.
Save 15% today only.
Yeah. So
we're playing stiff.
928-476-0331 is the number if you want to join in the conversation.
It's not up there, but it's way.
Yes,
over
it is.
there.
Yeah, it's clear over there.
It's
clear over there. Yeah. Yeah. God, this is the last time I take any feed off of RSBN. I'll go with CNN before
I agree. I would agree with you. At least CNN, you'd hear just about the same idiocracy.
You'd hear the same mediocrity, but at least it'd be clear pictures.
Right Side Broadcast Network. We want to thank all of our viewers too for sticking with
I don't
us.
know. Internet around the president.
I'm not sticking with you because of your brilliance, lady.
We're here with you as we head into 2024.
You're welcome.
And we hope that you'll be here with us as well. We're going to head over to Brian now.
Thank you.
Trump Force One.
Awaiting President Trump, who is just
is a Negro.
Force One. Looks
Trump,
like he's going to take
Force
a
One.
few minutes talking.
and perhaps
We're waiting for the Negro to get out.
About 30 minutes ago.
We just heard he had a race change.
Obviously.
Transracial.
Yes.
We're just going to stay on a standby
Well,
mode.
it's great because now I got the big screen here with the
happens here
with the air view.
Atlanta
How do they get it? How do they get an air view? Must be a drone.
To get out of the motorcade and take a few questions.
They've got they've got a helicopter up there shooting down long range.
Yeah, just out of airspace. And on the light poles there, they have big red lights.
Absolutely.
There you go. We got a caller.
Yeah, well, it's actually CW.
So that we perhaps
Oh
can.
my goodness gracious me! The Raw, you are on the air.
It is not the Raw.
Yes, it is.
Unprecedented.
You guys on the Raw right now?
Yeah,
you are live.
We're talking about Trump's arrest.
You were just on the Raw yesterday.
I know, and the day before yesterday.
That it was at
we come on when there's actual news.
Courthouse.
CW.
I'm doing all right. I didn't know I was going to be the star of the show today.
Well, there you are.
Turn the volume down, Rob.
You've got the barbed wire. You've got the police.
Henry still can't hear, talk, or see, or what?
Oh,
Right.
he can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can't hear him. You know, he's giving you the bird to go. Shut up, CW. I don't want to fucking hear from you. I'm kidding.
Damn it. I was hoping to talk shit about him, but if he can hear me.
No, you go right ahead and talk all the shit you want to talk about.
We got call waiting coming in.
Yeah.
He had a.
But
All right. Anyways, I'll tune in then.
all right, man. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for the call.
Bye-bye.
Call you live.
Raw, you are on the air.
All right. We're still on.
We're
still on. Okay.
At the.
I just wanted everybody to know that
President Trump on this very.
I still don't believe Donald Trump.
Ask him if he believes
worth.
Trump's
I
a
don't know if he
Negro.
really cares.
What do you mean still
But,
don't believe Donald Trump? Okay,
There he is, right here.
Hang on a second, Chuck. I'm
Hold
going to
on,
put you
hold
on
on.
hold. We're getting comments from President Trump.
Election, we should be able to challenge an election because the election was a rigged election, a stolen election.
Yeah.
I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams,
Yep.
many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have very dishonest elections. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows that I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. This is one instance, but you have three other instances. It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all. And we have every right, every single right to challenge an election that we think is dishonest. And we think it's very dishonest. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you.
All right, short and sweet. Of course, President Trump alluding to election interference and still continuing to
speaking out against the rigged election.
That it was rigged, and you know these guys can shut the fuck up. And matter of fact, we can get rid of these guys altogether now. It's all but over.
Pretty much, he's going to get back on the plane, and he's
going to get back on the plane. He's going to go. Okay, Chuck, you can call back whenever you want, my friend, and we can continue the conversation that you started. I did not mean to interrupt you,
There he
and
is.
of course, there you are. Oh my goodness gracious me! Let's see if there you go. The Raw, you're back on the air.
Thank you for taking my call, and thank you for the coverage of this important event. I just wanted you and Henry to know I stuck most of the night with you guys. I was bouncing in and out of different media outlets that I like to follow. So yeah, that's my excuse. But here's the thing I think that needs to be realized amongst Republicans is, you know, even if Donald Trump is found not guilty, we still have to, the Trump supporters and the Trump the Trumpkins still need to deal with the whole this whole Trump fatigue phenomenon.
Okay,
and what I mean by that is,
yeah, and I was just going to ask, what do you mean by Trump fatigue?
Trump fatigue is where you're so goddamn tired of Trump, it's just like COVID-19 fatigue.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You're just fucking sick of it, and you're going to vote out of it, and you're not going to support any motherfuckers that even talk about that. You know, it's just like, can you imagine a politician standing up there and saying, we need to mask up? We need to wear masks. Could you?
They're doing it.
No, a politician that's running for office. I haven't seen any. And when I've seen them out there on the street corners waving their signs and stuff like that, you know, that's the thing to do here in the local area. And they have their goddamn mask on. I say, you're not going to win. You're not going to fucking win. No. And it's the same thing with this Trump fatigue kind of a thing.
I can understand what you're saying, and you are, what you're saying is you know, the centrist, which you actually are, is kind of tired of it all and just wants it all to go away.
It's going to cost them more votes. That's in my local area. Trump lost like 500 votes, but they still voted for him a second time. He got over the mark the second time here, but he lost votes, and that's, you know, partly because of there was you know, people passing away and stuff like that too, I'm sure.
Right.
Or moving away, but 500 votes, that's a good chunk. I don't know. I think Donald Trump should have stayed in jail. He should have. That would have probably. No, seriously, that would have been probably the most outrageous, and that's the most outrageous thing he could have done. And I think that's what people expect from this personality, is to go out there and do outrageous stuff. But yeah.
Well, you
know, he should have locked himself up and said, "I'll be having my corn dog at 11 o'clock, please."
You know, I see what you're saying, but I think that would have been bad optically. And I stated this at the beginning when Henry brought this up. Well, maybe he should just, you know, do what that one person did, is refuse to post bail and then be incarcerated. I said that would have removed him from the underdog, the underdog perception that they are going for. Okay, right now, and go ahead and try to deny this all you want, but right now Trump looks like the person that's being picked on by the big bad bully, the federal government.
I see that too. I see that.
So, you know, right now it's very good optics for him. It's very good optics for him. He will get a lot of sympathy and sympathy votes just because of that. You know, the American people love an underdog. They really do. You know, I don't know how many years in a row. I'm going to talk baseball now. This is a non sequitur that, you know, I beat up Henry about. But, you know, how many Chicago Cubs fans are there out there? A lot. They wanted to see the Cubs do this. You know, they're going to root for them, even though they know they're going to lose in the end. You know, and finally, after over 100 years, you know, we finally got a World Series title. America loves an underdog, and you know, it's the same thing with politicians. America loves an underdog politician.
Well, I think that's what got Trump. That's partly what got him in the first time.
Yes, absolutely. He was not a Washington insider. You bet.
But here's the thing that really just it nobody on the Trump side can really answer this and acknowledge this. Really, when I talked to that other personality from KTOX, Michael that he wants to hang up on me. Here's what I observe, and I know that there's these middle of the roaders out there going, "What the fuck is going on here?" That pay attention. Most voters pay attention. I don't think that most voters are idiots.
Right.
I really don't think that. I think that most voters have a good understanding of what's happening. When they see things like Donald Trump supporting Ukraine and putting Stinger missiles inside Ukraine, and then him saying, nobody's been tougher on Russia than me, and then he wants to go and backpedal and then take money from, or he never really said that he wants to end funding to Ukraine. He just says, I'll have this ended with a phone call. That's what he says. That's his position. He just
one
wants
of his campaign promises is to have the Ukraine situation settled within 24 hours of him, becoming president of the United States again.
And everything
so
he said.
What I'm saying is that he's done everything. If there is such thing as the deep state, he has allowed himself to be corrupted by the deep state and walk him down a path of supporting Ukraine. Okay, I'm not saying this as a.
Now,
Go ahead.
here, you just brought up a really good point, Chuck. Okay, and one that I've considered quite a bit. Now, Trump was not, when he was elected the first time, was not a Washington insider. He had political friends that he'd made donations to. That included the Clintons, by the way.
Right.
But he had an inkling of how the game was played, but he had no idea the rules were that deep and dark. He got, right. I believe he got hoodwinked by a lot of people who did not have his best interest at heart at all, and led him down several deep, dark paths that he has had a hard time walking back from.
And so this gets into what I'm saying here is the voters see this, and it's exhausting to people to sit there and say, God damn, you just met with North Korea? What are we doing now? But they're still firing missiles at us, but you met with them.
No, they're not.
You gave money to Ukraine to address the Russian.
Yes, actually, North Korea is starting to fire missiles again, Henry.
Yeah. Again.
The thing is, when he agreed to meet with the great leader,
our dear leader.
Well, I'm talking about North Korea's leader.
It stopped.
It stopped.
Now Biden's so weak.
Hang on, Henry. After he met with him, especially after he met with him in North Korea, okay, he stepped over the DMZ line. He stepped over the line. It stopped. North Korea was silent as a church mouse until he was out of office. And then immediately after he was out of office, they started up with the shit again.
Yep.
Immediately. So go figure. You tell me if that was bad diplomacy or not.
Chuck?
Are you there? Oh, I thought you were waiting for.
No, that was a question for you, Chuck.
No, that was a question.
Finish his remarks.
Oh,
I said. Well, I mean, I guess that was if. See, I don't recall exactly the shots that were fired over Japan or anything like that. But okay. Well, if that stopped North Korea from doing their stuff when he was president, then I guess that is effective diplomacy. If you can convince somebody to stand down at least during your watch.
That's right.
Or behave a bit.
But,
sure. And well, the thing is, you remember this Nord Stream pipeline that I believe the United States had a hand in blowing up. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. I believe we had a very large hand in making sure that thing went boom.
Didn't Biden say it was going to blow up?
Yeah. Trump had it stopped to begin with. The finishing the construction on that stopped to begin with. And the moment he stepped out of office, the Russians stepped in and finished it. It wasn't much more than just a few connections and turn on the valve.
Right.
I don't.
Here's another example.
One of the things is I don't remember hearing, other than Russia Gate. I don't really remember the entirety of the United States or the entirety of the Congress, declaring Russia to be this great big bad enemy. It was more of a rivalry at the time.
2014 is what really, right after the Olympic Games, when they took parts of, back before 2014 and prior to that, there had been a small contingency of Russian Federation sailors and Marines that were allowed to stay in Crimea,
right,
Odessa, and that was the agreement they had with Russia. And then I believe it was the Wagner Group that started showing up in BMWs with AK-47s and different cruiser weapons and shit like that, and took over power facilities and dams and pretty much helped install Russia on the ground. And then they went ahead and so that was during Obama's watch.
Yeah.
Then you had them continuously. See, I was listening to developments ever since 2010 about Russia's ambition about possibly annexing parts of Ukraine and taking over Ukraine, because they were building up to that. They were like, a smart thief takes 2 pennies from you every other day. You know what I mean? He doesn't. You know what I mean? That's kind of what the Russians were doing with Ukraine.
Well, one of
since
the things
they realized that it was so destabilized, because they had. I mean, yes, it's not. I don't believe it's run by Nazis, but I do believe that there are Nazis that are trying to influence the government in Ukraine. And in fact, that was a problem that Russia capitalized on and said, "No, I'm not gonna." There were fights inside the Ukrainian parliament that were on BBC.
Right.
So and then the Orange Revolution before that, and then so it's an unstable country. It really is.
And you're not on that last statement. You're not going to get any argument out of me whatsoever. Yes, it is an unstable country. It's a country that's susceptible to bribery both ways. Okay, it's susceptible to pressure from the big bad bullies from around the world. One of the things I never understood about Ukraine, and well, I actually do somewhat understand it. There's some really bad blood there going clear back to the founding of the Soviet Union. But why aren't they natural allies? They both have resources. They have food, oil, gas.
Yeah.
This really nice entrance into the Black Sea. All of this that is mutually productive.
I think it has a lot to do with their national identity too. That these people honestly see themselves as not Russian but Ukrainian. They speak a dialect of Russian, which is Ukrainian pretty much, but they call it Ukrainian. And even they and I hate to be racist or whatever, but that's exactly what this is. But the Ukrainians just look different than the fucking Russians do. They just do.
I don't know.
I do.
Well, the thing
well,
is,
I mean,
now where the real bad blood comes from was during Stalin, okay, where he forbade Ukrainians to eat their food. He starved them all to death. You have to work
I think
fields,
this
but
is
you're not
probably
eating. And this is
Yeah.
some of the generational bad blood that's continued.
And that's exactly what's going on in Poland too. I dated this Polish girl that helped me that familiarized bad blood with the Poles and the Russians. And I used to talk about, Eastern Europe and stuff like that, and I mentioned Russia a couple times, and she looked at me, and her name was Hanya. She was from San Francisco. She worked at Wells Fargo. If you're listening, Hanya, hi. Doubt it, but anyway. So, nice girl. She said that we fucking hate the Russians, and it's because of the Soviet Union and the influence that they tried to exercise during, after, and the influence, So the occupation of Poland pretty much by Russian Federation troops and their augmentation, quote
we're
unquote.
looking at a generational hatred. Okay, they learned to hate the Soviets from their mother's milk, literally. They're seriously, their parents were at the tail end of the Soviet Union. Their grandparents lived through it. Their great grandparents probably died somewhere in between it. And I hate to say this, poor Poland has always gotten the short end of the stick. They really have. They have really always gotten the short end of the stick. I mean, they are no more respected as members of NATO than they were when they were their own principality, being overrun by the Nazis back in the late 30s. They have had the short end of the stick. I mean, what's one of the favorite European jokes? A Polak joke.
Mm-hmm.
Or a good German joke every once in a while is funny.
But you understand what I mean. Okay, the Poles have gotten the short end of the stick. The Finns were strong enough to pretty much stand up to the Soviet Union and say, we're not going to fight with you, but fuck off. The Poles have always been weak for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just because they have been so beaten up, starting with the Nazis and even before then. That
I think Germans were the same way, really.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not.
Absolutely. Yeah. They went in and just absolutely massacred the Polish people, especially the Polish Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So it's So, but once again, that's neither here nor there, and that's the whole politics of that region. I mean, look at Serbia, for Christ's sake. Okay, look at the mess Clinton got us into in Serbia. Okay,
we're still there.
Yeah, really.
We're not in Serbia, but we're still in Kosovo. There's still active duty and reserve. We still, there's reserve there's reserve units. Does this make any sense? U.S. Army reserve units in Germany,
right?
That deployed to Kosovo on a regular basis. I didn't know that they had reserve units in Germany, and it's all the guys that end up marrying a German national or whatever, and then staying over there and working at like a post office or AFES or whatever, being teachers, and then they got the
U.S. military,
their Army Reserve guy.
The U.S. military works in mysterious, wondrous ways.
Yes, they'll figure out a way to get the job done. Bye, Johnny.
Yeah, but the thing is, Western Europe, Western and Eastern Europe are strange animals, and let's be honest. Let's be honest here, okay? Whatever happens in Ukraine will affect Central Europe, Germany, France, Great Britain, Sweden, Finland, Norway, that general area. a whole shit ton more, and it's going to affect us over here across the big pond. Matter of fact, we wouldn't.
Well,
fill
it's already affecting. It really is affecting them now. With
yes,
I mean, we heard about the threat
they
of
get to freeze another winter,
and then plus now we've got. I was watching. This was probably been about a year now when Germany. I saw this their chancellor talking in Berlin there, and they were talking about increasing the defense spending, and you had everybody except for the greenies that were clapping, saying yes, 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 but the Green Party and the extreme Democrats didn't want anything to do with more military spending. They just sat there with their arms crossed.
Right.
Which tells you a lot about how a German is thinking.
All right, Chuck. Well, I'm going to let you go now. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Your insights are sometimes very insightful, and I love.
Sometimes.
I said sometimes.
I have some work. I have some work to do then. Until next
time. Have some work to do.
Including me.
Including Henry. But the thing is, I enjoy our talks and I enjoy our arguments because we're willing to listen to each other and agree on some points and disagree on other points and still walk away as friends.
Yeah.
Even though I hate
no sweat, man.
Ass. So
Did you tell him that Trump was?
I'll see you in hell.
Honestly, so what's that?
I was going to say, did you tell him that guy said Trump was a Negro?
He heard that. He heard that.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious. Anyway, we're going to, oh man, I'll tell you what, it's been a hell of almost 3 hours now.
He's back in the air, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's way back in the air. Matter of fact, I'm not even monitoring where's Trump.
Like where's Waldo?
Yeah, pretty much where's Waldo.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go outside and look and see if he's gonna fly over.
Don't bother.
He usually does a flyby here, and he flies low and waves to me.
Anyway, I'll tell you what, you are something else. That Trump interview last night at this point, all right, and it's been 23 hours since that debuted or played last night. 244.3 million views.
That's good.
Fox News didn't even come close to those kind of numbers. Didn't even come close to those kind of numbers, which kind of makes me happy in a lot of ways. But anyway, here we've got Trump's official booking picture right there. Boom.
There we go.
That's Trump's official booking picture
with his comb over and everything.
You can see it first here on the Raw. Yeah.
Yes. He got that's a jail tat, isn't it?
He's got he was in there 15 minutes. That's enough time to get that, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Some good fresh ink.
Yeah.
Join the gang. This is absolutely insane.
Love it.
Insane in the membrane. Let's see. What else were we monitoring? We were monitoring some other things on ScrewTube that
they didn't kick us off?
No, they haven't. Video unavailable.
They must have been so busy today that they didn't even listen to us. We're not that important to them.
Video has been removed by the uploader. Oh my goodness gracious me. Right Side Broadcasting has already removed their video.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't want that out there.
That was absolutely awful.
So we didn't get the Trump's and Negroes one. You're not able to get that, are you? You missed that. You weren't able to get that.
We recorded this program.
Nice. So you got it.
We've got it.
Nice.
Yeah, anyway,
that's got to be played. That's got to be played.
Yeah, well, the song, the Oliver Anthony song, "I Want to Go Home," that we debuted when it came out, when it was just merely 100,000 listeners or viewers. Right now, it's trending at number 8 on ScrewTube.
Oh, it's not number 1, like she said.
Huh?
No. Never mind. That was the other song that she says number 1. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I'm confused. You confused me.
Never mind.
Okay. Anyway, 2.8 million views that song has had, and then of course Oliver Anthony Richmond, north of Richmond, is still trending number 1, still in the number 1 slot at 39 million views in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's there's some anger out there. There's some frustration out there. There's definitely some things. I'm looking over here at the news, and oh, that's right. I was going to cover that story before we went away, and I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah. This morning, Joe Biden's 2024 campaign since his administration has been one big failure. Joe Biden has nothing campaign on. He's been hiding out and doing spin. He's been hiding out in Tahoe, while his DOJ and Marcus DA lock up his main political rival. Of course, we saw that Trump turned himself in. The court agreed to have cameras in for the arraignment. So when
we didn't have cameras.
We weren't. No, this isn't the arraignment. The arraignment is before a judge.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This is just going in and post a bail and leaving.
Yeah, this is going in, turn himself in, and say, yeah, okay, whatever. See you later. Bye. Here's $200,000 to hold on to. I'll be back for the arraignment. So we'll see what happens then. When that happens, we'll go ahead and broadcast that live if we can. Okay. So, holy cow! I hope it's within the next 10 days, because I don't want it to be on the road.
I know, huh?
Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Or 30 days.
Who knows? Okay, who really knows? Now that the trigger's been pulled on that, anything can happen. All right, here anything along that line can happen, and it's just once again more and more stupidity.
Absolutely.
Oh, Trump's official mugshot, not the one I showed, will be released Friday at 4 p.m. But the sheriff could make an exception in case somebody wants to.
He probably went like this.
I doubt it. I doubt he did that at all. But anyway, it is the Raw. I'm glad everybody tuned in to watch. I'm glad to see, glad to have a couple of phone calls. CW, it was great talking to you. Chuck, it was great talking to you. Go out there and make sure you check out the raw.locals.com, the raw.locals.com. Sign up for a free account. That way you will be notified every time we go on there. Now, hey, we were on yesterday. We were on day before yesterday. We were on, well.
We were. For 3 days in a row.
Yeah, for 3 days in a row. We've been on the Raw. Some shorter, some longer.
Yep.
And, this is what I envisioned for the Raw. Exactly these kind of things. Not Trump, getting arrested and perp walked and but being able to come on live and talk about events
we've been
that are shaping our nation. We have.
Wow, that was.
I'm trying to. Yeah, without a break.
That's right.
I really need to pee.
You know what? That's past union contract. I'm calling the labor board.
I didn't know you had unionized.
I did. I'm in California. You're in Arizona.
Well, the thing is, you're still supposed to notify management before the vote. So we have a chance to bring in our jackbooted thugs.
Well, I got
something
to say. Let me think about it.
Beat the crap out of you while you're going to your union polls to vote. So, so you have broken the rules.
Okay, I quit then.
So now you quit. I'd make a very, very, very bad joke, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to because I could probably get in a lot of trouble for that. But yeah, boy.
then don't tease us if you're not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it at all. All
right. Well, we're out of here.
Wait a minute now. Hang on.
Oh, we're not out of here.
Breaking: Fulton County releases a mugshot following former president's fourth arrest this year.
Okay.
So they lied, or CNN is making shit up. Do I want to show it?
Yeah.
This is coming from CNN Twitter right there.
I don't believe it.
Neither do I. I'm not trusting it. I'm not trusting it. So
his hair looked good though.
Oh, his hair looks great. A lot better than yours. Or
way better.
Yeah. Well, sure thing, Baldy. Not a problem. Anyway, theraw.locals.com, theraw.locals.com. Sign up for that so you know when we're going live. We do this a lot.
We have been.
We have been doing this a lot. Well, this week we've done a lot. Last month I took pretty much the entire month off because I was healing in the mouth.
Yep.
And but continuing to move forward. Now, one of the things that you're going to be able to do, and you know what? All my videos, all my road trip vehicle videos that I go, I'm going to upload them strictly to locals.
Nice.
So if you want to be able to see, how my trip is progressing, you're going to have to go join locals to see it.
Nice.
All right. It won't be behind the paywall on locals, but it'll be on locals. So the only way you'll be able to see it, get on locals. Anyway, it is The Raw. Of course, I'm your host of Miss Dan Hansen. Of course, that's Henry over there. Tundra's running around there, and Dylan is finally laying down.
No, he's wandering.
He's wandering.
I see Tundra's there.
Okay, well, they're there.
It's amazing how I can just see that little tip of the ear, and I know which dog it is.
Yeah,
I can tell by the demeanor. I totally can tell. You learn to know. It's just like kids. You got twin kids. You know which one's which. You know that.
This is true. Get over here, you little shit. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to see me.
Yeah, me too.
I could not believe that. Ding dong. Holy crap.
I'm glad I'm here.
That has had to have been the worst reporting I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Oh my gosh, I could have done way better than that. I'll tell you one thing I can say is I wouldn't have looked that pretty, but I would have been a lot smarter.
He would have been smarter about it. Yeah, I understand that, Henry. Anyway, go out there, make the world a better place, and we will see you definitely Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. What's that?
If not before.
If something breaking happens, well, we'll be here. It is The Raw. Go out there and make the world a better place. Love you.
Just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Don't be a drag, just be a queen.
Avast ye scallywags, it's another pirate production.